certain counties that have under enrollment, and you just said it. It's in the scripture. The idle mind is the devil's workshop. This country, unfortunately, a lot of people don't pay attention to, don't care about history. It's a country that have had coup d'etat. It's a country that have had war. Parents have lost their lives. They left their children. Families are overcrowded. Some entity taking care of so many children, and so they can't take care of it. So what happened? The children end up in the street. Then you have government officials who believe that the job they do are entitlements. They steal money. They think about building houses. They don't even know who will rent those houses, and they think they are secure. But your security doesn't just lie in your own hands. It's a society. Because you could build a house. And I hate to use the first time I heard the name Joko was Mrs. Tully way back. And I don't like to repeat because for me to see another child in the street with no guidance, no parents. We've had a lot of them in meetings. And some of the things they tell me, if you think we're bad, wait for our children. That is even more serious. So this is a collective responsibility. And you have demonstrated that. What we need to do is to move, to take this not just as a demonstration, but it's something at a very concrete program. She was talking about counseling. Even after the war, they did all of the disarmament. There was nothing about counseling. And you know, you're dealing with a human. There's nothing about counseling. And when people feel that nobody cares for them, they behave as that. Everybody sitting around here is aware of the problems of this country. But we all have inherited and what we're dealing with. And so I want to thank you, and I hope that after what happened yesterday, we'll begin to all develop strategies together. We as a government are committed, but you know very well that even in a government, like you said, there are a lot of people that pretend to be with us, but they too, I mean, you set up, you appoint people. You have when we appointed the first people in government with the responsibility of fighting drugs, you know what came out of that. And the thing about it is that you don't know most of these people, but you hear stories. And the thing about this country is that there's no record, no data for people to say, to even find out the future that we were at this point. The moment you appoint people, the first thing they come up with, and the budget doesn't relate to anything but to take money. We have to have first a system in place that will monitor, track, keep record. Because when you know that you're making improvement in something is sliding, then can help you. So what we're trying to bring to our attention, and I think with the citizens acting in their commitment, we all can begin, because it's the same people. When you grab people, the next minute everybody will be saying, oh, you know, we all begin. But I always like the fact that when you arrest somebody for something, be able to prove it beyond, so that the person can that can be served as a deterrent. So we all have this collective responsibility. I just want to assure you that this is a government that is willing and ready to do the right thing for this country. We are 179 years. We should be an example in many ways. But every time you look, we can announce all of the anti-drug laws, but we all have to work together. I want to see for every community that you have people that train who can be used as informants. Some of the same young people. The last time when we had a program, 40 of the young people that were at risk, and we have people that we've been paid. People like one young man here, Marty, Sarah, he goes to these ghettos, he brings youth that he has helped to rescue. And we even asked the lottery to employ them to make sure that they help us to, because they know who are the drug dealers. They know who to deal with. And so all of us, we can appoint people with LDEA, but we don't even want to tell you some of the stories that came out of that later, when we almost were in conflict with Guinea. And so then they end up going to court, and the court made a ruling that everything they were saying was a lie. Then you go back to square one. So this is an action that we all should take together. The way you have started, we all set up committees, not just coming with ideas, but with action plans, because we all have to be able to work on action plans that will help us. I don't care what progress you want to make. You can't make progress with your children in the street. And I don't like to compare with other countries. Now look at the Center Street graveyard. It's a disgrace. Who have been there? Young people, children of people in this country. And people don't even care. So I'm happy that this time around, it was an action intended not just bring to our attention, but to all of us attention that we have a situation we have to fight. Our society is trying to move forward, but we cannot do it without. And you brought an interesting thing about adding legislature to reduce their salary. I spoke to the speaker the other day. I said, "What if I ask you to reduce their salary?" He said, "No, it'll be okay." I said, "But I know you are adding to something else." You go to gasoline, you go to this. People must be conscious of the need to take action and make this happen. Because all of what you're doing is nothing. If you don't remove each other, you don't protect your borders. But again, resources. But those resources have to be the ones all of us were committed. When I took government, I had been the former vice president for 6 years. I was getting 870 at 38,000 healthy. But the thing about it is that people don't care, and you only change the rules when you're in the game. Then when you leave, if you want good laws, you got to make them when you are there. In our country, we don't want to make any law. We want to make laws for other people. Government officials everybody here to understand the problem of this society. We should all be willing to know that if we don't resolve these problems, all of what we're doing, building houses, they don't mean anything. You are most proud when you see the product of the society, the children. So we are talking about putting money to building good. We commit ourselves and we design at least 100 elementary schools. Well, start the children. As a person thinkers, so they are. If you don't put them in good environment, you don't begin to groom them as good citizens, you're not going to do it overnight. Good schools, good medical facilities. Who doesn't want to become part of a good society? The neglect of the ages. Most of the children in the street are there not because of the leader, because nobody cares. So I'm happy that it's coming to our attention. There are other people that are doing. I met this young lady and Jenny. Yeah. For years doing one. So I let go. You can have to get some land for reforms. How many people are committed to giving money good cause here in this country? They always want other people. Globally, you see now how everybody, what we used to spend on, we got 4,000 HIV cases in this country. They don't even have a vehicle. I tell the Minister of Finance, we need to put money in the youth because it's time bomb when you don't do so. Invest in the youth, in their programs, because make them feel part of the society that they are important. But we didn't care about all those things that we're doing remedial. Then you have to catch up with current situations. So I'm happy that you are coming out with this, and you as mothers, you come up with some ideas that we all can work. She's talking about how she's going in there alone. It's not enough. These days, you don't even have rehabilitation centers. Nobody is paying attention to anything. So all of us, we have encouraged some group here to set up a counseling program. We recommended some names, but we have to have programs so we identify not just people, but to be able to dislodge the young people and also help them through counseling to be rehabilitated. That's what all of us need. So I am happy for whatever proposal that you have. You give it to us. You can see what some of those that I'm going to be able to be subjected to some implementable laws that are going to be passed by the legislature, but with commitment to support financially. Because these are not things you do. We can't raise money for it. There are 4,000 they don't even have transportation because most people don't even care that this is an urgent situation. If we cannot put money to those things, what do we put money in? So I think that we need to perform. We all work together, but let's go beyond just what happened yesterday. Otherwise, our country, we have poorer waters. They have who are whether they have to bring about policies of order coming across the border, look at what happened in the southeast here. About 100,000 Kennedys we have. How many are we looking for now?
What's this about?
It's a 5,000. 65,000 Kennedys. The other day I sent soldiers to protect the South. But we did not area problem. And we talking about tourists. These are Senator Good English for but I heard now you might they coming. But all of it was tourist centers being inhabited. But right there, varying people. So we had this country where system. And I know some other people that but I think what happened yesterday, I heard a release going near that was a conspiracy. So we have one that we are stronger than they become. We're not going to have a country. We're not going to protect the young ones in the street, even in college. Here, how many people here when they see children? Anybody say, oh, on Monday, I need school. Well, these are things that we follow. And that's why we have to open up the country. One person they gave you, you can't go to the southeast. That's why we went into this society. Reconciliation, even the goal and trying to reconcile society so that people will begin to feel at one. They told you how much life is safe as celebrated, but Nigerians now begin to feel Nigerians people who are not Nigerians. It's a way forward. Maybe Manasseh is related to them, but people begin to see how that they are Nigerians, the beginning of working on their thinking and the aspect of we should become more responsible. Should be Nigerian for self-thinking. But this is more like in society, in society, some consciousness, some unity. Identity socialized, but we commit ourselves with good things, helping children, making sure that our children become responsible. The Liberian children are among the most brilliant in this country, but they need attention. They need attention. And not just by talking, but by that they already in the voice sound. When they children, when they begin to act, go around and feel important, we share little reasons. So all of us must put some time together so that we begin to have that right way of things to coming to citizens. These are the action plans that will help the partners. And these are the plans that fund, not just talking about it, but what people want. So I want to thank you. And I want to tell you that you're part of this team. I didn't put on that t-shirt because I wanted to impress it. But this has been my commitment. That we have a good country. So there's a 10% action plan. And then that's when very not just yesterday, something that we call security ahead. We try to put them. Sometimes you let people say, oh, you're trying to put it down. Just as you see, in our airport, you don't know what comes in, you don't know what to do. All the shut works. And that extending the airport is to make the airport efficient, to make the airport effective. That you're not just easily passing through them. So that's another thing that you don't know much. We are working on all of this. We are working with foreign governments. Something like this. Don't make like you. And once you start moving the way people start, this should be progressive. This should not be just an event. We should be thinkable to making sure that we see. So I want to thank you. I want to receive your
Spawn TV with me, Sylvester Chirupli, the Say No to Drugs campaigners. Will now present the document to His Excellency President Boakai here at the grounds of the Executive Mansion. There you have it.
No. That is we will take the picture of the phone. You present the first to the president. After one, you put the picture.
So the president is now receiving a document from Say No to Drugs campaigners. There you have the Inspector General.
Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Nightly Exchange. I'm your homo host, Emmy. I always laugh when I say that. Thank you for being here tonight with us. Well, for now, with me until I can bring the other guys on. Thank you so much. I know, for bearing with us, for being so patient with us with the time. Thank you so much. We appreciate you, and we are all doing this for Liberia, right? That's the good thing about it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Today is Friday. Yay, weekend. Weekend. That's why we're dragging to come on here Friday. People trying to arrange to go to, party. Some people are, doing some mama and daddy stuff. Me, I was doing some mommy stuff. So we are here. That's the most important thing. And thank you for being here so much. You can find us on Liberia Watch News on YouTube and Facebook. Please subscribe to our YouTube. Follow us, comment, like, share, and share. I always say, please do that. You are watching us on YouTube, but you're not sharing. That is not nice. Don't do that. Please, hit that button. It's free. You don't have to pay anything for it. We really do appreciate you. This is all of our community. Let's come here and engage with each other and talk about Liberia, the good, the bad, and the ugly about our country. Everyone has to play their part. Every one of us. We're not in the country, but we are here talking, trying to conscientize our people to do the right thing, to know how to engage their leaders, to do the right things. And that's why sometimes these things are happening. See, yesterday we had a say no to drugs. March. It was really, really great. And today you were just watching. The team was meeting with the president and, to talk about the way forward. And we have to come here and say our too. So thank you so much for being here with us. With that, I'm gonna bring the guys on. All of them. Let's do this. Let me bring Alfred and Mr. Momo.
Why you gotta bring that man before me?
I was
Why
here
you
before
gotta
you. I was in the background before you.
Answer.
I say I was here before you.
No answer.
You just want to see one people here. But let a man go.
Answer. I came way before everybody. So she got on 1 minute I was on. She didn't want to delay me. Then I went back off.
So you just got me. You so energized today. What problem?
Because I am charged tonight, politically charged.
Okay, that's nice. Politically charged. Thank you guys. Welcome. Happy Friday.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us
tonight.
Am I coming late? Yeah. I've heard what's been going on. What's happening? Long time. You too, Momo. You can just pop in and then and sneak out. That's all right.
Well, let me first of all apologize to our audience. Those of our audience that been following us religiously. We kind of disappear on the social media without any kind of first hand notice to our audience. So I like to apologize. When the demand of the family become very challenging, sometimes that gravitational force pull you away from what you love doing best, because you got to make sure that the family is okay, So I will stop there. I will not go further.
Yeah, don't go further.
No, keep going. We listening.
I will not go further. So yeah, but it's good to be back. We hope to make this consistent, and to our people that are listening to us all the time, I want to say thank you so much, Amy, for holding the ground while we're away. This passion for Liberia that I see in you is great, and I just hope that the leaders of our country now in position will pay attention to some of the things that on social media, and they will do the right thing for the country. So I just want to say thank you for your passion for Liberia. You want to see best for Liberia, like every one of us. It's a great thing to always be here to contribute, and to the national discourse, because change can happen in a day. It takes time, and it takes every one of us to contribute, whether we are supporter or non-supporter. But the fact that our common denominator is Liberia, we have a stake to play in the national decisions that's been made. So whether you think that you are not being heard, or the fact that you have an opportunity to speak on some of the critical national issue, you are making some little progress in your little ways.
Thank you.
One American president once said, "Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country." So whether sitting here on the national social media and talking about Liberia, is that the way you're contributing? That's a good thing. Whether you are in Liberia in government position and contributing, that's a good thing. Whether you are in position and contributing your little ways, that's a good thing, because Liberia is all we have, and we will get there. No matter what the situation is, we will get there. And it takes serious-minded people who are in leadership to listen to some of the things that we have to say, to take heed and take action, drastic action, to change the mindset of our people, to change the country, whether it's in development, whether it's in health, whether it's in security, wherever you are. That little contribution is worth noting. So, Amy, I want to say thank you for your side of the contribution by standing here while some all are away, and stay talking about Liberia. Thank you so much.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. And after all the long day of work, family issue, and we're all here, So it's thank you to all of us, not just Amy. Momo.
Yeah, that famous quote was from John F. Kennedy.
John F. Kennedy.
During his inaugural address on January 20th of 1961. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for the show tonight, Amy. You've been doing a great job. Not that some of us have been are like not consistent on the show, but there are some other engagements that we have. Sometimes we tend to want to be here, but because of these engagements, especially on Tuesday and Thursday, she and me knows. So she don't, Ali, you don't know my.
I got a
Tuesday.
bone to pick with you on that. So don't
So,
even start right now.
On Tuesday and Thursdays, I'm not here, because I got other engagement. But hey, good. I mean, it's always good to be here to speak to issue of national, concern, especially, when we all love our country so dearly. There are so many ways that we all can contribute to national development. Sometimes you don't have to be in government, but you can be outside of government, and your voice, you can make your voice to be heard.
Yeah.
Regardless of what, you can be a whistleblower. You can speak to the issues like we are doing tonight, and I'm glad that we are making up time to be here, especially on the weekend, on a Friday. Some of us could have been out there, trying to get some cocktail, and amusing ourselves out there, but we decided to be here to sort of speak to important issues concerning our country. So we're here.
Yeah,
But
yes, we.
tell Alfred that he never came here before me. You make this clear.
But man,
Alfred
made
Momo
that
is
clear.
here. He
Made that
left.
clear. So that sleeping dog will laugh. Make it clear.
Yeah, Momo was here. He left, and then you came in. So
You see?
I call her to me. I'm backstage, but she was doing something.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's okay. You are not on competition about who can help first. The fact
No,
we are here.
I want to make sure I was the first student in class. I was the first teacher that came to.
that's right. Well, we are here. That's all that matters right now. So, thank you guys for joining. And Alfred, like yesterday, we had a huge, or should I say, a march in the country yesterday, all across the country, because I seen one in Grand Bassa, so I didn't see some from other counties, but I saw some from Grand Bassa, so I don't know if it was everywhere, but it was the huge march yesterday in the country about trying to the drugs thing is taking over our land, right? So let me say it like we talking to the oracles now, taking over our land, and now people are tired and they're trying to make I don't know, do awareness and also awakening authorities because it seems like some people are sleeping on it. So yesterday we had that, and then today the team that put that effort together, they met with the president today, and that's the video we were just playing. So that's been on my mind, but with that, what's on your mind? Maybe you got something else going on. Let me hear you.
Well, I this is the second match, so to speak, about this issue about drugs. The first one was in former President Weah's administration. People came out again to talk about the same thing about say no to drugs. This is the second one, but this one was very unprecedented.
Yeah.
There were more people. Every fabric of the society came out. The religious community, the student leaders, the old folks, everybody. We have been talking about this issue about drugs on this Blue app for the longest. And I have been one of the person that said that, look, the issue of drugs affect everybody. Even as I speak to you, I have a brother who is being affected by this drug issue. So for me, most of the time, I like to be more focused on the government, because I remember the president in his State of the Nation address set up a committee and declared the issue of drugs a pandemic in the country. Right. When you say that as a leader, it means that it's very serious. When an issue becomes a pandemic, it means that it affects every fabric of the society. And it behooves the government to be drastic in its action to ensure that it can curb or eliminate the particular situation that is arising. The president set up a committee headed by the Ministry of Health on the issue of drugs. Up to now, I have not heard anything with regards to that committee prior to this awareness march that we saw yesterday.
And they were all there too. They were the Ministry of Health, the people.
I mean, what I'm saying is the president set up a committee to work. to ensure that the issue of drugs will be we attack it all everywhere. We had the Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Gender and Children Protection, the Ministry of Health, which one other Ministry of Youth and Sports, and the Justice Ministry. 5 ministries coming together to talk about the strategic plan on how to deal with the issue of drugs. And let me add the other one, LDEA and the Liberian National Police. You know, but the president have not been able to tell the Liberian people how far that committee has gone in terms of drawing a national plan. Drawing a national plan that would deal with the issue of drugs. Recently, the president just by a proclamation or an executive order on the issue of drugs. We need to do more than that. We need to do more than that. The president need to come out to tell the Liberian people exactly what his plans are in terms of fighting this issue of drugs. Right now, we're still having crisis with the LDA. There is now a serious structure at the LDA. You know, so I think the government need to do more. Why it's true that our people have come out to let the government know that, hey, the issue here is not only about the government, but it's about all of us. And you can see that the communities, they are ready to help the government to fight this thing. You know, you can see it from the people. I was so broken yesterday when I saw one of my brothers in a sewage hole. I saw a video where the young man is in a sewage hole. He's in drug and he got a newspaper in front of him that he's reading. I got so disturbed yesterday when I saw that video. So disturbed. It tells you that this issue of drugs is not about political anymore. It's not political anymore. It's affecting everybody. We all need to come together. The communities, people who live in the community, needs to help the government to ensure that they can point out these people. Those are bringing drugs in our country. They need to be pointed out, and the government need to make sure that they can punish people. Give them the harshest punishment, because there's a whole generation that's been destroyed. Whole generation has been destroyed. And if the government is not putting its feet down to deal with the issue of drugs, sooner or later, you will see government officials you will see them falling down from the cars. Because they will be ransacked by the same drugs people. Because when it gets too much, we have similar situation in Haiti, where you will see people.
Oh, God forbid, we shouldn't go there. But do you think, Alfred? Do you think
the reality is that if we don't deal with a certain segment of the country, we now see it as a normal thing, and people will use that particular part of the country to be doing that drug stuff, and it will be hard for the government to deal with it. Right now, the government is incapacitated when it comes to security. We don't have enough manpower, so it's something that all of us need to come together to fight.
Right. Yeah. Mama, what's on your mind?
So yes, 2 things on my mind. The first thing is obviously the issue of drugs, and the next thing will be let me do the issue of drugs. The issue of illicit drugs.
1 second, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Tier 1, so the link is in the comment section. If you want to come on, I put the link in the comment section. Go ahead, Mama. Sorry.
The issue of illicit drugs in our society, it should be treated as a national security concern. Seriously, it's a serious national security concern to our nation, right? You know, we have a youthful population, and all these illicit drugs coming to the country are targeted. Our youthful population are being targeted the most. You know, between the age of, let's say, 12 or whatever, 13, going to like around 30 years old or 25 or something like that. That's in between there. That's what we see. A lot of people, a lot of our youth are being targeted, or they're the one who are mostly being affected by the issue of drugs in our society. Unless we pay keen attention and begin to tackle the issue of drugs and look at it as a serious national security issue, we won't be doing any. Look, all these lip services, about what we can do and what we can do. Like Alfred said, the president in his inaugural address, when he got the power, he set up, he instituted a body to, because he called it a national security. He said it was a serious menace to our society. that it was part of his RS agenda, you know, that he wanted to clamp down on drugs. But what have we seen today? First of all, it starts with leadership. The leadership that he has in place is not up to par. They are not the right leadership. And until we get the right people in there, the war against drugs will not be fought the way we expect it to be. And if care is not taken, if our society turn out to be, because you know we have a jobless society, right? We have all these young folks who are vulnerable to drugs, don't have jobs. And if they not see drugs as a way of, you know, making money, you know, let's say the distributor giving them money or, you know, and stuff like that, you will find out that it's going to be difficult to, it's going to be like a serious faction group within the country battling the government. And that's what we say it's a serious national security issue, because those drug cartels, once they establish their hub in Liberia, those drug smugglers, they have the money, they command the money, they have the cash. And if they establish themselves in our society, it's going to be difficult because they're going to combat government on a day-to-day basis, right? They're going to use cash to influence our young men to form a faction group against the government because they want their empire to remain. They want that hope that they've established to remain. And
thank you, Mama.
I ain't finished yet.
It's what's in your mind. We gotta go, dude. We can't have
I just spoke so long. I just didn't fly.
All right, enough. I want to think
so quick. I just spoke like I was watching. I was speaking like I was just quiet. So okay, let me just call this show. So let me just call this show. You know, and I came to this disco with so much energy, but he called me out. You know, but unless we take this approach as a serious national security risk to our country, and we put the right leadership in place, coupled with the treatment side. But I'm looking at this drug enforcement team, though from a holistic point, but my actual point is from the law enforcement side. How are we going to tackle this thing from the source, right? We have to hit it head on. We have to look for the source. We have to man our borders. We have to have the proper equipments to go after those guys. We have to have the intelligence. So that means it all boils down to good leadership. Once it is not in place, look, trust me, all these lip service, look, thank God our mothers, our sisters, and our brothers, they were fed up. The country is fed up. They came out with a loud voice saying no to drugs. So now it is incumbent upon the leadership of the drug enforcement agency and all the agency to fight this, because they are not giving 100% help from the citizenry. So now it's the time to get those incompetent guys out. Look, you bring me a guy like me, you bring me to the DEA. Give me 6 months. I'm saying it with all honesty. Give me 6 months. If I don't effectuate any change, if you don't see some semblance of change based on the approach on the law enforcement side, take me out. But this has got to stop. My second training issue, I'll cut it short, is what we saw today live on Spoon Talk. The political.
That's our topic. Please don't.
I'm not going into the political implosion of CDC on live TV today, on Spoon Talk Live today. The political demise of CDC. Look, it was done in an execution style today on Spoon Talk. That is where my hearts are tonight, and I hope we can delve deeper into it.
I don't know why you came on today. So, Teray, why we were our people, all the Liberian people was marching yesterday, and they, you know, I know it wasn't your mind, but you know, I'm pretty sure the drug thing you'll talk about it also. So I just wanted to bring this on.
So I just want to know if what's on your mind exceed more than 3-4 minutes.
My brother,
what time are we gonna have allotted for the real issues? You know what I mean? I thought what's on your mind is gonna be 30 seconds, and then you just continue with it. So I mean, we have to do some time management. Okay. Yeah, I'm just
right.
I'm just trying to throw that out there.
I've started the whole thing.
No offense to Alpha or Toledo. You know what I mean?
Well,
But,
yeah, we're gonna start with that. Something, but before I was just about to say something to make the whole "what's on your mind" thing about the drugs thing to Ray, and I know it's gonna come up in your, what's on your mind because it's on all of our minds.
Well,
This is
Let you draw. Discover something in this door, in the car door. You are going to take it off. So you want to know what thing is that. What is going on car door? You don't know your car? You put it there, right? You made and gave it, you put it there?
Yeah, well,
Right?
yeah.
Now you're taking it off. Take it off. I'm open our timber.
yeah, you break it. Amen. The way I put it there.
Move your hand. Move that now. What happened now? Officer. All the school house, huh?
Yeah, it's big. It's big like moon.
What's it, Brian? What is Sonny? What is school down? Ah, Roma. Ta. Okay, you are authorized to take any photograph with it. Nothing for
Then what kind of white thing? Nothing. What I'm going to make me. That was the one that you sure? I will check the whole.
so to Ray. I know you and I were laughing when they were unprofessional, but yelling at each other. But anyways, why the march was going on yesterday? That's what was happening at the border. Just go ahead and just.
Yeah, I mean, so basically, so we just gonna go straight through the topic now. I mean, I think we should do that. So look, at the end of the day, we have a country that is ill sophisticated. But that right there, you can tell that they actually receive a very genuine tip. Somebody might tip them off to inform them that there's a car coming, blah, 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 all that stuff. And for the driver to say he don't know about that, that is so absolutely ridiculous. That he just gave it to me. They told me it was a fertilizer. A fertilizer should be something that you just put on top of your dashboard if it was that small, actually. Or maybe, not a dashboard, maybe on your seat or something like that. But God, you will have to have deliberately, open, unscrew to put that thing over there.
Yeah.
But look, yeah, that's a drugs issue there for us as a country. And I totally agree with Mr. Tule on his assertion that this is a national threat. I mean, he actually said it's almost becoming that, but I would say we are already in the middle of it. It really is. I mean, we are at the precipice right now of losing a generation. Mm-hmm. A generation. So that's the dangerous stage we are right now. But it also speaks volume to the leadership shown by the president, his intentionality, and obviously because I've always said Liberia will always get up for protests. If you're in a country where there's not much to do, anything that brings about excitement and gathering and people going there, of course, A lot of people getting in the street for it. But it's always the question that I ask, what happened the day before, after? So the day after we saw a president, the lead campaigner of this protest, the president swiftly called them in today. The protest was yesterday, but they were calling today to get to it. So that tells you the seriousness of this administration, and that this drugs issue is definitely top of their arrest agenda. So Amy, man, this is great. This is a difference between a leader and a wannabe leader. You know, leaders, they would do this. We have protests happening on President George Manneh. We are not one day. I stand to be corrected. One day that President George Manneh, we have called organizers to have a dialogue. When? And it don't matter whether you agree or disagree with people, but when citizens get in the street, a leader, you call them in.
Or something to them of this magnitude, right?
Whatever it is, if it's not something that you feel like is important to you, but guess what? To see that number of people in the street should mean something to you as a leader. But what I saw the president do today, meeting people, even some people that have said some mean thing to him, including
I thought it was my one. I noticed that,
including Yapula. I don't know what her name is. But that tells you, once you become a president, you become president for all.
For everyone.
Irrespective of people that voted for you, people that didn't vote for you, people that insulted you, people that said some mean things about you. So the president should have leadership, and we are on a right trajectory. Thank you very much.
Formula. Then we can move on to the the thing that Momo came here tonight for.
Thank you very much, Amy. Thank you for the opportunity. Let me use this time to also say hats up to my fellow
comrade.
I don't know how to. I want to put. The way me call it here today, I don't know what you're part of all today. So I want to put in the different category. My friend, brother Alfred, is a distinct, fellow from Grand Cayman County. I want to salute you, my senior brother, and big man Mo. I also want to salute you, man, in a special way, and my own blood brother. And Batara boy, straight from the brotherly love, Philly, man. I also want to tell you thank you for the hospitality when I came to Philly. You took care of me, and it was okay, man. It's a pleasure sharing the show with you.
You say owe me now hospitality. You say owe me now hospitality.
Vaga Bina coming Philly next weekend.
Yeah. So
I mean, you guys are welcome anytime, bro.
This drugs issue, we all been saying it. I've been saying it over and over. I say there's no household in Liberia that have not been touched by this issue. This has affected so many, and almost every community, because I have some personal friends who became addicts, and some of them die in the process. You know what it means to have your high school friend going to school, and you saw that person as a promising person, and and in no time they metamorphose into a different creature. You see them looking at something beyond your own imagination, and I was shocked. Let me just share this one quickly, Amy. I had a childhood friend who at some point we even exchanged clothes. Young boys coming up, we exchange clothes, and and we always used to go out there to look for our little petty and thing. And you see, when we're coming up, and that guy was a brilliant young man, just coming up with so much passion. My man, I came to Caldwell Junction and someone called me, and I look back. I was looking for the person who called me. I'm a popular person. So many of my students, I was a teacher, so I thought one of those students just called me, and I was just looking at the person. But what that surprised me the most was that the person called me by a nickname that my students don't call me normally, call me like that. So I was like, who that person? But I kept seeing somebody looking so different. I can't really recognize the person, and then he called me again. Then he said, I'm your friend Mohammed Kanu. I said, no, not Nick Kanu. It can't be you. My own friend, I deny. I behave like Peter. I deny him more than 3 times. I said, no, you can't be my friend. And I look in your eyes again. I look at the person for the 3rd time. I said, oh, Nick Kanu? No, my man, it can't be you. My man, the guy finished, completed with a heavy bandage on his leg. He got a big wound on his leg. How? My man, this is this drug, my man, drugs. Nick Kanu today, a young man, if he was alive, then he would be in his early 30s. Like Nick Kanu is a dead body today. I can't still believe that my friend from childhood died just like that because of drug. So he man pata, all the pots in the house, he sold all her Google laptop just for that drug. And you see today, the whole country going helter scatter. And then the worst part of it, they selected post of entry. Look at our post of entry. In our sister country, Sierra Leone, thing crossing over. The boys ain't coming. It's troubling. And I applaud everybody who came out, opposition saying, oh, the Union Party just jump in the people protest and think, look, I've said it, protest is not only about negativity. There are instances people protest to tell government thank you. And for good things they are doing and they want them to do more. It should not only be about negative thing before everybody jump on the road. So that protest brought and showed to Liberia that we are a resilient group of people. We are unified when it comes to one thing that threatens our common existence. And you saw everybody coming out. And I must give a very big shout out to the second lady in the house, the second lady, the vice president's wife. She came out for children. She put her children out there. Everybody was in there. So all the different civil society groups in, everybody came out. And then the erudite president, the man who is in his 80s, and people think that he was not going to live the next day. The man is even working beyond the energy of a young man. Who should the president work up to 7:30 in the night? He stays sitting up, still putting things together for the country. And then he had a strategic meeting with those stakeholders of this protest. They don't find a way to solve this problem. This is what they call a president. Now, for somebody to go say, go meet Maggie, go meet Fina, then you go sit down to Jamaica Resort and be smoking opium or doing something.
Thank you, family. Well, I think we said more on this drug.
You been talking all the good things and then you want body.
So we're gonna move on to our. We're just gonna.
I thought we were just talking about what's on our mind. We thought go at least in the topic itself. We just brush over. We gotta be perfect.
Well, sorry, you didn't come on yesterday. We already talked about that drug issue. I just wanted to give you a little time to put your little input.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna go on to what the main menu
Okay.
you came here for. So to talk about today.
No,
so let's go into that.
Yeah, but drugs too.
We yesterday was an even issue that show up.
If you don't mind, Amy, let's give her 30 seconds across the table. Let's talk about this drug issue.
A little bit.
Y'all don't know time. When it said 30 seconds, y'all want to take 2 hours to talk.
Okay, no.
Put it down up. 30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds. And I hope the next topic, I really wanted for Seditian to be up here while we're talking about it. It wouldn't be fair, but then again, we can't put a rope on anyone's neck to put it on the show, so we'll just do our best.
You can't come here to never the second topic. No, they said put the untethered laundry us out tonight.
I think this issue of drugs now need to be elevated more at the level of the national legislature. We need to have stronger laws. Then the drug issue become very unbearable. It should not be a billable offense anymore. If you are caught with drugs, there should be a maximum penalty. You know, that's what we need now. Now that the people have agreed to work with the government with that march yesterday. By the way, family, the march yesterday was not a protest. Just so you know, it was a march. All right. So there's a difference between a march and a protest. Howbeit, my sister, I think we need to call on our legislators. I mean, legislators in Liberia to pass a bill that will make it unbailable for anyone that will be, in possession of drugs.
I think they have a law like that though. That said it's on.
If
Well,
we do have it, then it needs to be stronger. We need to implement it.
That's the issue. Yeah.
So
Thank you.
So here's I'm gonna quickly run through it, right? For the victims, this is how I want the government to approach it, right? Why it is unbillable, we give them the option that look, you go to court, you are found with it, and you are guilty of being in possession of drugs. They ask you, instead of just grabbing you and yanking you into a certain rehab center by force, they give you an option. You want to go to jail for 5 years? You want to come for jail, or you want to go for treatment? You pick one. And I mean, the latter would be what many people would take to go for to go and be taken out to whatever establishment that the government will have to get them cleaned up, right? So we give them an option, even though we want to grab them and send them there, but once they are found with it, we just give them two options. You go to jail for 5 years, or agree now to go for treatment for almost a year or 6 months. I know the latter would be the one that most of them would take. That's for the treatment side. But on the law enforcement side, look, I said it consistently. Even the women doing the march, they said, bring out the army. This is a national emergency. And when this thing is elevated to the level of national emergency, it will overwhelm the police, it will overwhelm everything, and they will still bring the military out. Look, the military has two components. They have a jobs in the military that people are not they not learn combat. They are not combat soldiers, and they have non-combat units. They detached the non-combat units of the AFL to the DEA for like a year or two, through an executive order, retrain the military on knowing the various types of drugs and how to do an arrest when they found one with people, and let the AFL effectively help the country fight the war on drugs. They are best suited to do it because they are well trained. They are under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. They know that if they found their hands in the cookies jar, there are dire consequences as a soldier, as a military guy, to distribute or repossess or whatever drugs that will be found, or to even give information out to whoever drug lord that will be out there. They know there are serious consequences. So the military is being covered by the UCMJ. That's the perfect group we can use now, because the current DEA structure is corrupt. It has to be reformed. Let us get our AFL out there to help us with this war on drugs. Unless we take this seriously, we're not going anywhere. It's going to be a consistent lip service.
Thank you. Ture?
And just before you come in, what you just said with the AFL has a detachment, a military intelligence detachment that is well trained, that can be used. I agree with you on that.
All right, so basically, this is what I would say to that. And look, I think we can all agree that this is a national, security implication. It got a huge national security implication. And I, for one, I've always had this position that what's the use of the military, especially in certain countries in Africa? Like, in the case of Liberia, there's no prospect of Liberia going to war with any of our neighbors whatsoever. And I hope not to live to see that they ever, and that should not even be the case. So what are these guys doing? Maybe sitting at the bar playing Lulu. You know what I mean? Like playing Scrabble, whatever it is, right? Get them in the street. I know a lot of people don't like to militarize cities and all of that stuff, but Liberian military, bro, there's no fear factor there, my guy. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but it's not there because, number one, there are not that many to begin with. And you have a situation now on hand where the user of drugs, not even those that are selling it now, but you see women that have been caught up into the whole thing. You know?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, and market women and everybody in it now, bro, at some point, because some of the arrests that they are making, even in rural places, you know, some of the old man that are posting their pictures, I mean, it make you wonder, what's up, what's going on, right? So this now is becoming more than that now. The police is overstressed. The police cannot do this. You and I know that. The DEA, in your assessment, Mr. Tule, they are definitely you know, like corrupt. There's something going on there, and I'm just absolutely you know, now I'm sitting back thinking like, what would have happened if A.B. Kromah didn't allow himself to be caught up into that whole Fadigas bullshit? You know what I'm saying? He was the guy that could have really bring in a real sense in terms of combating drugs in our country. Because now number one, he's somebody that come a lot of respect. And he understands the ghetto. This is a guy who been in the field of policing since in his teenage years. So you understand the terrain. And people like that, they come with a certain level of respectability. You know, if you go around ghetto, you see how these guys can actually come around them. And they say what? Man lie, woman lie, numbers never lies. Look at the track record. When you serve as 102, the crime rate in Liberia, anybody do statistics, you can look at it. I did not live in Liberia under A.B. Kromah, but a lot of people are saying that it was good. All right. But he got caught up into that whole nonsense, and he's out of job, he's out of office. Liberia need a seasoned enforcement officer. We don't have it.
Thank you.
And that's a problem. Maybe I will give my brother Momo Tule, because you never know, man.
Family.
Man, I think the guys have already said everything, Amy. I mean,
Okay.
nothing
So,
much more we can say.
say no comment. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
no
go
comment
to
right now. I mean, I just support everything the guys have said.
second emotion. Got
Yeah,
you.
so
So let's go to the bombshell today. Should we go to bombshell or should we go to breaking news or whatever it is?
Bombshell. What are you talking
Bombshell.
about?
Bombshell.
Okay, so bombshell
You can
today.
start a formula on that. You can formula now. You can start a
Yeah,
formula
so
on
we're
that.
gonna go into.
If you have the video, please play the video for me because I have missed it today. I actually missed that part of it.
I don't have a video.
You missed it today? Oh man.
Yeah, yeah, I missed it.
I only have the talking point.
Yeah, man, it was so long. You can't get all the night to play
So
all
we'll
that video.
go from point to point. Like, please don't.
No,
be
but if you
over-
go on Spoon Page, they took excerpt of the. I don't know where you can go grab the video from there and play on Spoon Page.
So let me see if I can do some little technical work here. But when everything go off your
just drop the topic. Let me discuss it as you.
let me discuss it. You're right. So Honorable Sir, what's his second name?
Sir Joseph.
Sahali Joseph.
Sahali Joseph.
So Momo would know because he's kissing.
Yeah, look at my God.
Sahali Joseph.
We from the same town. They met from Tinga. I'm from Foya Tinga. He from Foya Tinga too. So now my brother.
I hear brother. Foya Tinga. We hear you. Okay, so today, I mean, everybody has been quiet so far. I don't know what's going on. The prayer is working, if you ask me. That 1 day fast and prayer, I know my brother Afro was against it, but prayers do work. I mean, we have seen a lot of, bravery and everything since after that prayer. And after you cannot deny this. So that's how I just was. Huh?
I think you get talked to.
So that's not just a spoon. First of all, let's go into what he said first about his past, our former president, because he's not of our president, right? But from the same party with Sir Joseph. So he said, former President Weah did not speak to me for 4 years during his 6 years presidency, even though I was the chair of the executive at the Liberian Senate. Who knew?
Yeah.
Famula, let's start with you. I know people come out all the time. President Weah is a very friendly guy. He's very tolerant. He's very forgiving. He's this united. I know united. I can say all the name, all the adjectives Citizen has for him. But over and over and over again, we keep getting all the revelation about Weah not being this person that the Weah Shin has been fooled to believe he is. Famula, let's hear you on the first point.
Well, thank you very much. I will be borrowing some few terms from my uncle, Dr. Famula. HB referred to President Weah in one of his articles as an intolerant bigot and a reckless political fortune hustler.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And look, we have said it before that Joseph is a very powerful name. And when the president of the Republic of Liberia, in whom God had bestowed so much wisdom and arranged the table for him in the presence of his enemy, now his cup has run over. So you see all the goodness and mercy that is following him.
Hallelujah.
Look, President Boakai, I will say it over and over more than 100 times. If President Boakai can come even 50 different times in these elections, there's nothing in this life that will make me to jump over him and vote for a George. Okay. Look, after the prayer, I did not hold my word back. Go back and look at the recordings. I said the prophecy going to be fulfilled. There are people who are going to come out. This is just the beginning of the revelation. When I told you in that little parable, I said we are going to undress the devil. Then you know what are all the kings you that used to get missing, how the devil became a drunkard. After you know that, so this is just the beginning. And you know, all the accusation people are giving, say, oh, anytime put our king here, it can get missing. And people were around saying, don't lie on the devil can do it. Now they're undressing the devil now and we find out that the devil is because
so from let's just do that two bullet points together. He said an investor from Asia told me that when he went to Liberia during former President Weah regime to invest $100 million, Weah and his guys requested that he pay $30 million, allowing the invest to allow him to invest in Liberia. Let's just take that two bullet points together and just something for the sake of time.
The report were clear, and this is one of the reasons why the U.S. government sanctioned McGill, because this was a criminal syndicate. This was a cartel.
You got 1 minute on that, please.
Yeah, quickly. This was a cartel that was set up. I have said it over and over that President Weah was trying to make himself look like he was not involved. So everything that was happening, he was always saying, people came up with so many testimonials. They said, as soon as you hit President Weah, I say, go to Fina and go to McGill and Fina. And that was the reason why Samuel Tuah was very angry at some point, because he felt McGill was becoming so powerful and he was considering McGill was being considered as the de facto prime minister of Liberia, because all of the corruption, the investor in our company, he was in the ministry, in the Ministry of Internal Affairs. He was the minister of of state for presidential affairs. So all the criminal activity that are coming on, McGill was the one that was pressing all the buttons because he was telling Josh Weah, look, this is what going to happen when they come here. This is what I'm going to take, and this is your percentage. I'm telling you for a fact that this thing cannot, Josh Weah cannot isolate himself from it. And look at the irony of the situation now. Look, when Sir Joseph said that he was the chair on executive at the House of Elders and being a high-ranking official of CDC, propagating the argument of CDC, and 4 years of the 6th year, President Weah couldn't speak to him. That alone should tell you the character of the individual we are talking about. When the people said that Josh Weah did not speak to the vice president, people felt that that was something. The issue about not speaking to key member of his government was something that was common, especially, look, during Sami Do regime, there was terminology that was used. As soon as you say somebody won't honor you, you are executed. You are out of the process.
Thank you, Pamela.
Josh Weah regime, everybody say something to you, Josh Weah not want to talk to you again. And the reason why you see Josh Weah always along with few guys, he said it on the show today, I listened to him. He said he was abrogated. He was taken away. Even when the campaign, the reason why he supported this, he supported Josh Weah for the thing was because he still believed in the manifesto of the party. He was a party discipline.
Yeah.
That's the reason why he was still going there. But he said many of the campaign trail, they pushing aside. He said the reason why on one of those campaigns that they even brought him closer to sit on the pavement, it was because when he entered the hall, the people in the congregation, in the audience, were saying, Ebola hero, Sir Joseph. And that because of that noise, Josh Weah don't like for attention to be diverted from on him and go to somebody else. So he brought him, he said, yeah, bring seat. Then he said, arrest me. He said it today on the show, Sir Joseph said it. So the issue here, there are more people coming. Oh, Amy, this is just the beginning.
Okay. So today,
wait a minute. Give me 5 seconds now. 5 seconds.
Come on now. I've been saying thank you.
I beg you. 5 seconds. So we saw that the most seasoned lawyer, the man who was the first legal representation of the entire Weah administration, came out and said, and then we hear Sir Joseph again, and then you hear Kano Bagbala, and then you hear the thing is too plenty, too many people. Right after the prayer, you see all the things happening. Get know that more things going to come out.
Prayers do works. I can tell you that. So today, I know all the time we've been accused that we supported the rescue mission. The United Party was lying, and we helped them to lie to power. Josh Weah destroyed the country. What Josh Weah did? It's been said here. But I want to Josh Weah high, something. Did you know? I know you believe it that Liberia make the right decision, but hearing some of these things now, I mean, that just did not talking to first, and this investment on it, then you go ahead and lay on that.
Well, thank you so very much. You see, one thing I've learned, maybe that's something that I actually acquired from my lineage. I don't compromise my conscience. When something is white to me, it's white to me, and I don't need nobody to tell me otherwise. Mm-hmm. Look, let me tell you, we have a situation like where people, when they are in power, they just feel like it's their inherent right or something that they acquired from their ancestors or something like that. It is absolutely ingrained in people having the appetite of being vindictive. And Josh Weah is not, I think he's the biggest of all. But to Josh Weah credit, it's not just Josh Weah though. It's not Josh Weah that made people to really reveal him or at least, consider him to be like a demigod. All of these are Joseph men that are coming out today, all the guys that are coming, speaking up today, all that stuff. It's just like they're seeing the Titanic now is on its last legs. It's exploding, right? I said this 2 years ago. 2 years ago, when they made that decision to scrape Moba Molu off of that chairmanship, because people say, oh, you're still the chairman, oh, you blah, 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 blah. But you can't be the main position and see somebody doing his work. You know what I mean, right? So that's where it started. But look, that's not my worry. I got a lot of sedition friends. Even today, I was talking to some of them. I told them that I will believe in Benjamin Netanyahu not committing a genocide in Gaza after claiming the life of 60,000 Palestinians. Then Joe, we are having a chance of coming back in 2029. You know what I'm saying? Look, this thing gonna continue to erode, right? The CDC is done. Joe, we don't have any interest in Liberia politics. That's the reason why he has become now the de facto managing director for his son, Tim Weah. He's done. He's done. And all of these guys that are speaking up today, they actually look at Joe Weah to be the sole reason of their political salvation. You know what I'm saying? Look, I don't believe in being ungrateful. I'm not an ungrateful person. I will appreciate somebody for what they did for me. But guess what? I'm never going to be enslaved to you. Just because you put my hand up, people voted for me, I cannot in any way continue to serve you at the detriment of my own conscience. I cannot do that. And a lot of them fell prey to that just because Joey had a hand up and they ride on that political wave. Let me tell you, my brother, my sister, if somebody did well to you or you are in a relationship, your husband was the reason you coming to America, and that man can't start treating you like a piece of shit, then you want to say, oh, the man promised I'm not going to be ungrateful to him, or vice versa. Let me tell you, pick your luggages and leave. All right? You don't owe anybody anything for doing you good if that person continue to use that good they do for you, while in some instances where you have to compromise your own morality to appease their ego. Don't do it. That's my advice to everybody tonight. Thank you very much.
Momo? Hey there.
Yeah. So today what we saw on the Spoon Network today was what I again will classify as a political implosion. So, and look, we haven't even heard from Thomas Falah yet. Yeah, Thomas Falah is yet to come with his version too. So we haven't heard from Thomas Falah. We heard from Sarima Cephas. We're not hearing from my brother Sal Joseph. Thomas Falah is yet to come with his story. So what's happening now to CDC is one that was expected. For me, I knew they was coming. Everything we heard Sal Joseph say today is not new. All the issue of them taking money from a concession, trying to get money from investors, trying to ask for bribe and all this stuff. That's why they were sanctioned in the first place. The idea that George Weah cannot speak to someone is not new. George Weah could not even speak to his own friends on the soccer team. They divided the soccer team, the national team. If George Weah is not speaking to you and you're speaking to somebody else on that team, you automatically become his enemy. So we know that of George Weah. My disappointment today in my brother Sal Joseph is that you knew all of this was unfolding. You knew you were not talked to 4 years of a 6-year administration. They ostracized you. They kept you in at the back burner. You were afraid for your life. A lot of things happened. Why didn't you resign? Why didn't you resign from the party to send a statement? Now that you want to become you form your own political party, the People Action Party, you will be grilled for most of these things, because though you were ostracized by the CDC, your own party, but you were there in the dying moment of the campaign of the re-election of George Weah. You went to the market. You went to places telling people that the market you built X, Y, and Z. You don't use your own money, but you say it was George. Look, you were trying hard to bring this demagogue back to power. And then today, because all things are falling apart and that the center can no longer hold, then you are telling us that, they are X, Y, and Z. Look, no, respectfully, I just think that it's a little too late to come and act like you want to be this patriotic person. I don't think you are patriotic. I think because you you have decided to form a party, which I mean, he has his right to associate or disassociate, but he should have done it at the right time, but not at this time.
I agree.
I think there's some gray area there. Yeah. So yeah, that's it.
I do agree that not resign from his position because CDC did not put him.
Not resign from the party. He should have disassociated himself from the party, from that cortege, from that court called CDC. He should have resigned and said, "Look, I no longer want to be associated with this party," because he said they were trying to kill him because they felt that he had more votes in Maserati than George Weah.
But do you think that was the reason though why he couldn't get away from the party? He felt that was going to amplify things, that his life was going to be more something.
Yeah, even though there was some kind of cloud that because auditors were being killed in the administration, right? But Charles Joseph was so big. He's so big. He has a lot of following to easily bring a man down like they did to those auditors. The auditors were just mere civil servants who were going to do the job. So they were like, but a guy like Charles Joseph putting out a CDC at the time because of those reasons and come out and conduct a press conference and say, I'm leaving this party, I'm leaving my party that I put so much into for XYZ reason. And for this, I'm moving onto another party, or I want to be neutral. That would have sent a message to a lot of people. And then today, him trying to get a political party established, people would have seen some semblance of integrity in this guy. But for me, I know he has Liberia, he has his county, he has the country at heart. But I'm a little bit concerned about the timing of this whole confession.
Thank you. Alfred?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. In politics, we say he who speak with equity must come with clean hands. I agree with my brother Ture when he said the last thing a man can ever do is to compromise your conscience. So this whole conversation around Sir Joseph, I regard it as an unrealistic filibustering. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
He was just filibustering to get public sentiment because now he has a new political party. These guys don't have shame.
You got a point there, Alfred.
Because I come to the point. Sir Joseph, who was Sir Joseph in 2011? He was nobody. It was President Weah who lifted his hand up to make him representative in 2013. He was nobody. People didn't even know him. You know what I'm saying? I know Sir Joseph, how he came from the non-governmental background because I live in New Jersey Estate. I have a family home in New Jersey Estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was someone who knew how to do the non-governmental things, civil service things, to do all that crap. But he came to politics, nobody knew him. It took George Weah to raise a hand up. That's how he got elected. So for him to come here today to say, oh, I was scared, that's nonsense.
So I don't get you, Alfred. 1 second. I'm confused. If you're saying that it's Sir Joseph was nobody, George Weah made him who he is. Don't you think that was the reason why he couldn't expose Weah from what was happening between them? Don't you think that's the reason, like to raise that?
That's the hypocrisy we're talking about.
That the loyalty to him, he felt like, oh, this man made me who I am now. I wasn't anybody when these people voted me. It was because of George Weah. Let me not do this because if I do it, it will destroy the party.
Are you telling me like okay, finish.
Yeah, so I was asking you, don't you think that was the reason why he held that loyalty to him and not say anything till he felt like, okay, he was the Liberian people voted him out. Now it won't be because of me. Don't you think that's why he held his tongue till now?
I mean, I think that was very hypocritical because this Sir Joseph, the Moses Zacharias Gray, and all of them in the CDC, they hypnotized George Weah from the beginning. They hypnotized this man from the very beginning. So the political ideology that they had in terms of the massive movement was being compromised because they hypnotized a man who was just going to the community and raise somebody here on that person with election. So they were afraid of losing election. So they couldn't stay in their ground. And that's what my brother Ture just said here, that you cannot compromise your conscience and you can't tell, say, oh, I was scared, man, not talking to me, so that's the reason why I was not doing nothing. But now, they say you're not in power now, I coming from my own political party. That's pretty bustering right there. You just want to get public sentiment. For me, I don't buy into that. Because they Sir Joseph and all of them, all those guys that we look up to at the time, that we felt like, you know, Sir Joseph coming from a non-governmental background, he understands the security of the downtrodden. Because this is a man who worked in non-governmental for many long years. Coming to political power, he will be able to make the right decision for the people that he was working for back down the line. Unfortunately, when Sir Joseph came to power, he was more concerned about, you know, building his own political ground rather than fighting for the people. So that's the reason why he will come here and tell you today, 4 years, Joanna speak to him, he never had time. He was just moving on. He never had time. So you knew very well that the men were not doing right.
Exactly.
They didn't vote you. It took the people of District 13 to vote you as a representative. Why were you not in the interest of the people? But you are only in your own interest. A single man never spoke to you for 4 years.
It's so many revelations that he giving you, even though we know about it. That's why my deal got sanctioned in the first place. That investors will come.
I think, in my opinion,
500 million, and Judge Weah and his people were asking them for 10 million for them to start. I mean, why the Senate already had a concession, so he knew this was destroying the country, right? But his loyalty to Judge Weah were more concerning for him, was important to him than the people, than the country. So I do understand where you're coming from.
I think this revelation should even make the people of District Mossoraro candidate to even voting out, because he's now an honest man. This revelation, if I was in Liberia during the election, I would be telling our people not to vote Sir Joseph. He should go home and go sit down, because he's now an honest man. Because if this man was very honest to the Liberian people and seen the suffering the people went through for 6 years, and he sat there and didn't do anything, that today he coming out of town because he want another political power to come tell us, say, oh yeah, they may, you know, because he raised my hand, they put a vote for me, so all the bad thing he was doing, I was just swallowing it because he was not speaking to me, all of that. That today you want to tell that? I will not buy into that, my sister. You know, politically speaking, he already killed himself. He's already there on arrival. So if I was in Liberia, I'll be advocating for him to not be the next senator in Mossoraro County no more. Let him go home and go sit down. Because these are the people that are making our country to go backward rather than carrying our country forward. You talk about people like Sir Joseph, you sort of be in a room and tell the president, Mr. President, this is not good for our country, because that was the ideology of the massive movement. That we are going to take the country from where Madam Sally left it to another. I'm speaking now as a citizen. That we're going to take the country from where it was to another level. That we're going to take our people out of poverty. Read the party manifesto and see what is in there. And see what is in there. But the guys were so concerned about what they can get. Sir Joseph is not immune from all the bad things that happened in the 6 years. He's not immune. He should not go and say and tell us, oh yeah, the president has been to me for 4 years. So now I'm free now to say, because he's not in power again. That's nonsense.
Thank you, Alfred. Yeah, so I do. I mean, I understand he was afraid. Like you said, I can't take that from him, because we saw bad things happening. We saw people disappearing. I know you said he was bigger than, larger than life, larger than those auditors who got killed. But I mean, come on, this dude is running the whole entire government. Everybody is loyal to him because they all getting a piece of the cake. So nobody want to step on Judge Weah's toes. Everybody want to be yes sir. They want to be close to Weah. So I don't know, but I think I do get it a little bit when he talk about that fear thing. But my thing is, like you said, stay away and resign from the party. But what's it? Tarek, go ahead.
Yeah, Amy, look, as a Muslim who's very familiar with the Bible, there's a saying that says in the Bible that what become of a man or woman, and I'm paraphrasing actually, who gain everything in this world,
Oh,
in the process of
and
gaining
lose
everything
his
in the world,
soul.
and loses his soul. You know what I'm saying? Look, you know, that right there, that resonates with me so profoundly. And this, look, and to be quite honest, let me be quite honest. Given my country and the history that in that country where witness protection is not something that is
Yeah.
often, you know, like, you know, people are not protected
It's not common.
precisely, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
I would definitely say maybe Sir Joseph in his case, because we not see prominent government officials being killed in our country, especially under the CDC, under the reckless CDC government, right? And I'm not trying to take him off the hook, right?
Mhm.
Because Sir Joseph himself is big enough to provide himself security in our country. You know what I'm saying? But that's not here nor there. You still cannot overpower the president, though, right? You know what I mean? So let's get that. Let's be very, very clear with that. All right? Maybe, just maybe, he was afraid, as he should be, because people were dying in our country mysteriously. You know what I mean? I would literally give him a little bit of reservation on that end. But this is a consistent trend of people. We saw it even on Ellen. When all the Swiss you are there, they were enjoying the thing. When the thing started becoming sour now, then they want to start talking. This is a lesson that people need to learn.
Mm-hmm.
If you know certain actions and inactions, certain behaviors, pardon, that does not align with your moral standing, guess what? Walk away. Walk away peacefully without anything. And if you find yourself in a safe spot to speak, speak up.
Thank you. Family?
So
Look, there was never a bad time for this revelation to come up. And it's always good. In fact, let me just say the time is always right to say the right thing and to do the right thing. The time is always right.
Yeah, it's never too late. But
Sir Joseph has not been the only one who have said things of this nature. Even the talking, George Solo. Who don't know Solo?
Your internet giving something each you, man.
My internet?
From who?
yeah, I think it's your own Momo. We ain't you, but nothing your mouth moving.
So George Solo even gave, in fact, George Solo was the first man who came outside. He was the first man who got unhinged. Yeah, the Holy Spirit touched him and he started giving his revelation. And he said that as a full-fledged member of the CDC and a senior brother to Josh Weah, he went to his house and he told his security to throw him out. We heard that revelation. So that's something is that look, Senator Sir Joseph put the law of self-conservation first. You cannot speak, and you know, in an environment where the vices are too much against you. Look, Sir Joseph will be a dead man under such a reckless and gangster government. Should he come out and give the kind of a revelation that he's giving now under the civilized government? We all know the reason why they sanction Koji. You read the U.S. The U.S. Embassy report, the U.S. State Department report on what was happening. He said there were group of militants. All kind of a group were forming paramilitary organizations to silence critical voices. You know how many people were disappearing in thin air? Man, look, Sir Joseph spoke the right time.
Thank you.
For me, I don't have problem with him. I don't have problem with him coming up around this time. And he still saw it. Look, I listened to him carefully today. And Sir Joseph chose his words. He said,
don't go in another talking point. Just end it right there.
All right. Thank you very much.
Go ahead, Momo.
So I would start mine by saying by a famous quote by Martin Luther King. He said, "In the end, we remember not the words of our enemy, but the silence of our friends." Sir Joseph, seeing all the evil that was perpetrated against the people of Liberia, he saw it. He knew all of these things. As a patriotic Liberian, and I always say it, Moba Malu, though he never came out forth to say his stuff, but he came through grapevine. But what did they do to him? Nothing. Look, there are certain people in CDC that it was just virtually impossible to go after them to kill them. A guy like Sir Joseph, had he, stood firm on his ground to say, look, I cannot sit by and watch this evil being perpetrated against our people. Because of this, I have to get myself out of this cult and resign out of this party in the interest of the people. He would have been seen as somewhat a man of integrity. But for him to come this time, he's my own kinsman. We're all from that place. I should be the one trying to brush around the bush and to fix it for him. But if you decide to support his party, there will be a lot of things we have to walk back, clarification and stuff, because there'll be a lot of question about why did you sit there and see these things happening? And in the end, you were still there trying to campaign to convince people to bring them in. That is the worst thing.
Yeah,
that is the worst thing, to go on the campaign trail with this man telling the people, vote him back. He's the best man. To me, that's the worst of the worst level of integrity that he showed to the people. That's one of the evil, that the silent, that he kept and allow our people to fall for a demagogue, a criminal, or crook of a president like George Weah. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Alfred, like Mama just said, I too have that low, thinking that, okay, he was afraid. This, that. But why campaign for him? Why come back to the Liberian people and tell us that this guy is the right person? He's and all of these people, all sedition, all these people you knew were bad around him. You guys were campaigning for the whole squad. I mean, then now you're telling us because everyone is out, or most people are out, and then you're telling us now that this was evil. What good are you doing for us? Are you doing it for you or doing it for the country? Like, what is that for us? Now we made that, we made that decision on our own. What are you telling us? We seen what we saw, right? And we made that decision. So what good of your revelation to us now?
I still to be corrected. If I remember quite well, I think Sir Joseph in the Senate, I think he was co-chair on Ways and Means. I stand to be corrected on that. Because this Sir Joseph, under his watchful eyes, all the budgets that the CDC government sent to the Senate was passed under his watchful eyes. He never spoke against any line of the budget in the last 6 years when President Weah was president. This is the man that come in, stay here and tell us, say, the president was bad, the president was not the day, he was not speaking to us, this and that, he was afraid. Come on now. You are a whole senator of a county. You don't stood up for your people. This is the hypocrisy we're talking about. This is the same man that was outside campaigning for President Weah to come out for second term. This is the man that coming to tell us, say, he was afraid of George Weah, all the bad things that was going on. So my brother, let me use my brother word. He was using preservation of wildlife. So he decided not to. Sir Joseph is not a revolutionary. He's not.
Thank you. So Turena, yeah, me start from
preservation of life. Where you go to serve the people in talking about preservation of life. Your life more important than the thousands of people that you represent. Is that why you want to tell me, family, like Sir Joseph life better than the thousands of people that he represents? That if standing for him means the life, he will not stand up. He's not a revolutionary, because a revolutionary will do all he can to ensure that the people that he represents, they are fully represented. You
So
know.
thank you.
So for me, I hope to be in Liberia 2029 because people like Sir Joseph then will push the politics against them. They will not come back.
So
They will not come back.
thank you. We'll start from listening to Rena here.
Customer backstage, to bring customer his backstage.
So Family said, Family. So Joseph said that he not suspect, but the members of CDC burned his house right after the election because I got more votes in Monserrato County than former. I mean, who does that? But I mean, I said to Ray, let's start with Turena. He said CDC burned his house. I don't know if anybody remember, but I said that on Spoon Talk when we were on the late night show. Because after the election of this mass burning of houses all over the place, all of a sudden, all the bushes I know used to catch on fire. They started catching on, and I always said, Lynn Lacroix can be my witness. I always said this is not normal. These are people setting fire to make this government look bad because it said they promised to do that, right? And when Sir Joseph's house got burned, I said maybe they're doing that too to say, oh, they're going after opposition people. That's why I said something like that. So if somebody get threatened, I mean, somebody's life almost got taken for just having more votes. I know, like I'm saying, I'm not taking him off the hook either, right? I'm just concerned. The fact that pissed me off by the whole thing is he campaigning for this guy to come back for the second time after you know what he was doing. So you said to destroy the country, him and his people. But you knew that. It's like people that came on, in an election when we had like 50 persons, right, running to be president. And then after they didn't make it to the second round, they were all in the first round bashing we had to be the wrong person. Oh, he doing our country that. The second round, they went and supported we are. That's the hell with it. Let the country burn. So it wasn't me. That's how I look at this, right? So I just telling us that it was okay for we have to keep doing these things. Since he had his job, he was cool. Nobody we are not going after him. He was good as long it was just a keeping speech. So this is why I have a problem. He said this to Red that it burned his house. Shouldn't there be something that we also give him a little grace on about his when he talked about his fear for his life and all of that? That's why he didn't say anything.
Well, let me say this. I told you, CDC is like.
Wasn't there a show on Kasama?
Thank you. CDC and a lot of people are gonna bash me for saying this. It's like a gang organization. You know what I mean? And everybody's capitulating to the head, right? And even among them, they are out competing each other to see who will do the most ridiculous thing to appease the boss. You know what I mean, right? So that tells you the kind of insanity that our country has, right? But look, to Sir Joseph, man. You know, they say, don't speak of a man or woman if you haven't spent a day in their shoes. And I'm the least person on this platform that will really, really come here to try to, speak for somebody, especially a political leader in Liberia, in terms of defending them. I'm not going to do it. I just can't do it. I just can't. But I can also understand their situation. Because even I was sitting here, brother, with the trend of events that were happening in our country, the death that were happening in our country, the EPS guy who they said the guy shot himself in the head. Look at how that man died. Then all the auditors that are happening, everything else that are happening, the mysterious killings. Speaking at the time wouldn't have been something that a smart person would have done. I personally, I'm like I said, man, I try to be very, very fair. You know what I mean? Like I would have resigned and get the heck out of the country before opening my mouth. But other people did it though. Or maybe the God that man they call Lester Tenney, Dr. Lester, maybe he said me a God that is just different from everybody else's, right? Because this God did not stop talking, right? I mean, maybe people are just different. Some people just believe they will say anything and live with the consequences. Some people are like that. Like me right now in my position. You know, I'm speaking a lot about this thing that happened in the Middle East. I don't really care, right? Because the last thing that can happen to me, let it just deport me back to my country. I'll be good. I'll be fine. Let me go play my potato and my kazai batala. I'll be good, right? But I'm not gonna sit and see something happening, something that is wrong, something that is beyond human comprehension, and I say something about it. I'm not that type. Like I said again, everybody different, right? Everybody approach to things are different, so I get that point. So I'm gonna hold here. Who going to next? So I'm gonna be the co-host at this point. So I think we should start from the bottom up. Famula, go ahead, brother. What's your position on that whole situation?
Look,
Famula is next.
Was Joseph protecting his life?
Next.
Look, I have always said that a man who wears a shoe knows where exactly that shoe pinches him. I'm not going to tell you that because Honorable Sir Joseph is a senator, so that means he has this charm life. That family say only revolutionary are known to have charm life.
Is that from internet got issues?
That mama get I know how mama coming from the internet, my internet get
family talking okay, yeah, family, but what are you frozen right now, bro?
On my internet.
He's not on my internet.
Oh man, MOU pa, how are you today? Look,
Momo, go and come back.
We saw the proliferation of fire outbreaks in the country. We saw not only, look, if you listen to what Sir Joseph said about the claim made by quote unquote reactions, now not seditions, because those extremists that are part of the CDC, they are the reaction. Those are the people who do the most dangerous things. Those are the people who don't even look at any other thing. They only look at we are. Those extremists were the one who were saying that why should Sir Joseph have over 300,000 votes? I don't really get it. You know what? That brings back to me the issue that happened. That's why sometimes they say the Bible is a book for correction and a book for reproof. Look, that's the same story that came up between David and Solomon. When the people were singing, oh, Solo, he killed 10,000 and David killed 100,000.
He's the old Solo.
Solo get angry. You see that? This was the same thing. Sir Joseph and go make, oh, Sir Joseph get 300,000. We are now reach 300,000.
Yeah.
Fire already in a horse already. Oh, Funati, becoming too popular, getting too closer to the executive.
Exactly.
And getting too familiar. You get too familiar, popular in the party, fire in a horse already. So where are we? I don't know. I hope you guys getting where I'm getting.
You're sharing fire everywhere.
I'm trying to connect the dots. You can understand it from anywhere you want to understand it. But I'm trying to put the dots together. And for me, I'm a spiritual person, so I have to connect it to the Bible. So you saw what happened over there. And David almost died in the process. It is Sir Joseph who had to quickly take his family somewhere for rescue. Will sit down there again. In fact, someone called Sir Joseph on the phone. It was more or less an angel. Say, you have supported this man for so long, but this man is not in the interest of the country. Never you live in this life to see the man come back to power. Because this man is an extensive, I don't know how you can call it. After you know the word. You know the word.
It's existential.
Okay, you
As a
all right, put it
existential
together.
threat.
Okay, yeah, he's
Jesse Jerome. He said, brother, what kind of way he's gonna be?
he's an existential threat to the country, not only to Liberians, though, but to the country. But you can see that the man only care for himself, and not just we already put a family before Liberia. Yeah, Liberia people finishing it. Where you see the man today, where you see the dollar rising, there where the man is. So that man is only involved with money. So where they have the money, there where the man is in, the man there now with some signing contract that will not benefit Liberia, but Liberia are here running around making some reaction out there, thinking that it is in Liberia interest. So Sir Joseph is never wrong to say, look, I'll spill the beans, I'll pull it out, and I will let the Liberian people know what I have been keeping so long. The meat has gotten rotten to the point that it can't even, the sin cannot, the sin can no longer be contained. That a maggot, that is also not making us to know that that man been hiding that meat on that part. We already know where the meat is now. So today, Liberian people already know. Allow Sir Joseph to have a peace and let him say his word. He knows exactly where the problem is.
Family, no one is going after him. It's not like we're not allowing him to have his peace.
There are people who there are some people who already saying Sir Joseph shouldn't have come and done this. You know, he's an ingrate. I'm reading the post on social media. Reactions are already there.
Oh well, we have made this that we
are people are enjoying it as
we expected that one is no news. They will go after him. They was probably saying he wasn't a sedition, because if you said something about Rhea, you wasn't real sedition, or you crazy, there's something wrong with you. So we know that already. But Mars, you were listening, right?
You're right. Yes, I was actually listening.
But one of the seconds, something that about him, his house getting caught on fire, about him getting more votes, as if he knew he was going to get more votes than we are, and to even spice it up, right? Maybe like I said, he said that they drag. He said something about the former chairman. They drug him. They drug the former chairman in the Morlu, right? And recalling him why he was undressed and threatened to kill him, I guess, when he came out with that liquor talk, right? So, I mean, this is what I'm saying. I'm not bashing the guy for being afraid, right? But my thing is, he campaigning to get this man back. But anyway, all of this, knowing all of these things, you think you against Sir Joseph Grace for holding back?
Anyway, thank you, and good evening to you guys. And it's better late than never. I'm here, even if it's 5 minutes. I will sing with everyone within that 5 minutes. Yeah, but you see, for me, I'm one person who don't believe in the theory that why now. I've always have an issue with that, because why now? The counter question is why not now? There's always time for something. It's always time for something. So the issue of why now, the counter question could be why not now? Probably the prevailing condition make it for it to be now, not yesterday. So I don't ask why now. But I think when I appear on the show, I think the second or the first day, and I said that we hope we'll reach to the point where we will speak to issues that has to do with country. We'll put the country above other than just political party or politician. And when the issue of Serena issue came about, I said, look, I don't think we should beat on Serena Sifos for speaking now. Probably he decided to speak now. Everybody know the shoe they're wearing. They know where the shoe pinches them. So the issue of why now you're not in that shoe. So the fact that Sir Joseph speaking, and most of the things Sir Joseph saying, it's not strange. We've all been around. Sedition are noted for beating a chairman. Seriously, they beat on the late Geraldine Doe. She was the party chairman, right? How they drove Winston Tubman from the party after the election when they went there, when they planned out a whole thing, what they wanted. Right after the election, you know what they did they drove Winston Tom out of the party headquarters. So that things are just even if Eugene Agbe came on show and said that they threw petrol bomb, and he accused CDC 2011. So the things are just saying it's not strange. That thing have been happening. We just got to sit down and recap CDC this. We know that most of the things are just saying it's not strange. You know, and for me, I'm happy that people are speaking because the thing CDC did in that country, and for them to even have the audacity of thinking about coming back, and you say somebody will not speak because they didn't speak yesterday. Really? The place CDC, the place Joe Weah took that country. People don't even know the extent in which CDC Joe Weah dumped that country. Then you say because people did not speak yesterday, so they should not speak today. Especially where they have the audacity, the arrogance of talking about coming back. You really? Look, somebody asked, oh, they were running campaign for Joe Weah, they wanted Joe Weah. Look, politics is deep, my sister. Politics is very deep. People might be in politics, in campaign, pretending to campaign for you. They might be doing something different for behind the scene that will cause more damage to you. We have seen that everywhere in the world. It happened everywhere. There's a guy who used to be the information minister for Saddam Hussein, Sahib. If anybody can remember, Sahib Salim. This guy was an American spy, the information minister for Saddam Hussein. This guy, they got leave praising Saddam Hussein until they took Saddam Hussein from him. Now he was working with the Americans. These things happen. These people, if you think, oh, they were running campaign for Joe Weah, this and that, we don't know what they were doing behind the scene. That they were causing more harm for CDC than when they kind of public, oh, campaign for CDC. So, I mean, it's good that people speaking other than just holding on to their chest, because that is the only way we know that the Liberian people will know that the damage in which Joe Weah caused to that. Weah didn't care. Weah really didn't care at all. Weah could just do anything that he feel like. That's who President Weah was. Even some of us are some of us we still got messages in our boxes. People threatening us. Oh man, you're in America there, and you're this and that. Friends, people that we went to school with, living in the same community, threatening us, sending messages, man, you're in America there, you want this and that. Imagine for somebody to just come up and just speak. It happened to Doe when Doe left power. There are a lot of people that spoke. I mean, not every government. During Madam Saleh time, there were people, yes, they resigned. I remember Edmona Tape. Tape resigned, the justice minister. She spoke out, and nobody did anything to her. Kofi Wood, Tiawon Gonglo. Maybe under the CDC regime, it was not safe for people to speak. So let's listen to them. Let's listen to the message instead of just the messenger. I give it back to you.
There you, Mama.
Why are you telling me thank you? All the talking you're not talking, I just talk for 1 minute and say thank you.
You need to check your watch. It's not working.
So anytime you hear thank you, it means you done.
It means you start winding down.
I'm just joking. It's all right. I'm just joking.
What
It's
some of
fine.
us was saying that, you know, Sir Joseph being the senator of Montserrat County, very popular at the time when Weah was doing all of this, his life would not have been threatened. It's not like the other people. He should have said something. No, you know what actually bring his integrity to bear, right? To honor this question, right? That we see, because not only is he just giving all these confessions today, but he's proposing a new political party. That is where that's where the gray area is now. Why this moment? Why is it? Why is it? This is not the right time. Maybe one could have argued if he never had a party coming up and he just fed up that he want to just get out. But now that he's proposing a new political party for himself, he wants to run for election and he want to run for the presidency. Now he's telling us all of these things. That's what I was saying.
Can I take 5 seconds?
The
Can I take 5
silence.
seconds just to respond to that?
They will remember him for the silence. Why was he silent? And to even end with this, to add worse, to make it even worse, he went back to the people and to campaign, said vote him in. He's the best man. Bring him back. You could have said, okay, you know what? I'm not going to be actively involved with the whole campaign. So I got this thing here. I don't think this guy is competent enough. Just, the guy has suffered the people a lot. I've seen it. Let me, not be too much at the forefront. But Sir Joseph use his own money, use his NGO, whatever, something, to go back and tell the Liberian people, bring George Weah back. That's where I question his integrity.
Thank you.
That's why I'm saying, he wasn't threatening that much to say, Sir Joseph he has a big pulpit in Liberia. He has a huge following. Sir Joseph is not ordinary man where you just go collect, you go kill. Like they already did it all the time.
I don't know. Thank you.
He's not that type that you mess around with. I'm telling you. If Lester Tenney can sit over there and talk and bash him, they can't go after Lester Tenney. That Sir Joseph, who have bigger following than Lester. I rest my case.
Thank you. Alfred, then we'll go to Tatus.
Sometimes when I listen to this argument, my argument is not about why he's speaking now. My argument is his intention of why he's speaking now. Because if he put the Liberian people first at the time, he would have spoken. But this is a man who is now proposing a new political party. He wants to be seen as the new saint. That he has the Liberian people at heart, and what happened in the past should be in the past. Sir Joseph and others from the CDC who knew very well that the CDC government they don't want to take responsibility. They don't want to take responsibility. They want to shape all the blame on President Weah. That's what they are doing. The other person come and speak out. The other person come and speak out. Take responsibility. I still to be corrected. This Sir Joseph was, I think, co-chair on Ways and Means in the House. All of the bad budget and all the bad deals that were passed, it passed under the watchful eyes of people that Sir Joseph. They didn't do anything. They never criticized the budget. I never heard on the floor that Sir Joseph saying I'm holding my vote until we see clarity on the budget line. Where it's going, we want to know. I can remember Sir Joseph arguing on the floor of the House of the Senate, arguing about, budget hearing, budget performance in the 6 years. I never saw that. This is a man that coming out to tell us, oh, President, we are not speaking to be for 4 years. That's what I mean. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that because it will not benefit me today. It did not benefit the people of Liberia yesterday. So I don't want to hear that. They should be taking responsibility to say, look, my people, we kept silent because, okay, that's taken from that point. Because my brother here said, oh, yeah, no,
I tell you why he kept silent. He was
that was taken from that point. That was taken from that point. I was scared. But let them take responsibility. My people, we are sorry. We made mistake. There were bad things that happened we didn't speak about. But we are sorry. If Sir Joseph come on the air tomorrow and talk about, and be honest. Be honest. And come and say, look, because of the SYZ and thing, the situation are not suitable enough to speak to the Liberian people. Now that it's suitable enough, we are part of it. We want to take responsibility to say sorry. Peter Joseph Bogai, who said we squander opportunities. He was honest. He said, where Liberia is now, all the opportunity we have in the 12 years, if we had used it properly, Liberia would have been to a better place. That's Joseph Bogai for you. He was honest to tell Liberia that we squander opportunities. And the opportunity would have been something good for the country. It didn't happen. He was honest. But Sir Joseph and others, they are not honest. They are seeking other political relevance. So they come to the people and say, oh yeah, they want to all the dirty water on President Weah, and they see themselves to be the good people. When they were in the house, when the budget came, they will pass it on 4G, on 5G. No argument. They can't and say, oh, that why speak now? Why not speak yesterday? I'm buying to that argument.
Thank you.
I've been in Liberia 2029, Sir Joseph going home. Because I will be telling our people, say, that man was only in the house for his own self-aggrandizement. He was not there for the benefit of the people. So let him go and sit down.
Thank you. Tatas, good morning and welcome.
Yeah, good morning to everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Sir Joseph he's very interesting. Very interesting. Let me start on the other side. Let's Sir Joseph, like what my brother Jay come from saying Alfred. Let Sir Joseph come and apologize to the Liberian people and say, Liberian people, we squander your opportunity within the 6 years that George Weah was president. When George Weah was president, there are so many evil things that we've done. That which of course that today that made Liberia today that Joseph Numa Boaga struggling. Let's Joseph be very sincere to himself. Yep, I welcome him. But you know, if a God will not come and bring him unpopular religion, Joseph wouldn't come up with anything. Or maybe if they ain't coming have a misunderstanding in the party, Sir Joseph wouldn't tell us anything about what happened in the party. Now they have what differences in their party. They already taken out of the party. Now he come up now to say these are some of the things that George Weah done. Why you and I will say, can we believe him? Can we believe Agara Gray? Because I heard them arguing. Agara Gray accused him, and he accused George Weah. So what really he telling us? Oh, because he decided to establish a new political party, or that the ambition that he have to contest for president.
So he's supposed to come out and say all that he said and just wait on the side and not come up with a new political party.
No, but he said that the moment the citizen hold out People Action Party coming, they started accusing me how in fact this that when he realized that they are threatening him to kill him. When does he realize? Himself a representative for 12 years, going to 18 years. He joined to senator. He served for senator for 6 years. Now he going for another 9 years. Not a day he never come up and say, "Oh, this is what CDC been doing," or "This is we're in the 6 years." Whatsoever
he was shooing the party because of the gravy they were giving him.
Oh, because what he was receiving. Because what he was receiving from the party, he now wanted to expose them. It's just because he exposing them today because they have differences in their party. That's all. Not because of different thing, because they have differences in their party. If today maybe probably George Weah call him back, because maybe he will not go back again because he already got a different political party. But in other way, I welcome him. I welcome Sir Joseph. Let him continue whatsoever that he designed his mind that he can open a political party or he can establish a political party. Let him be very sincere. Let him go ahead and do it. These are some of the things that we're discussing about CDC. CDC losing relevance in this country. When I hear them talking about coming back 2029, it look very sad. It look very sad. So the only thing I'm telling them is that let them go back and then see how best they decide. Either they bring different political leaders, but not George Weah. George Weah is not qualified to become president in the country again. Not because he steal our money resources. So let him find place and sit down.
Thank you. So we start more.
Yeah. You see, our society is a very paradoxical society. You see, at one point in time, we say CDC will not come back. A big figure left CDC, they will beat it on him. Look, even this America where we are, there are people that hold on to something for even 15, 20 years before they speak. This America. You know how many women came out to accuse Trump? 5, 10, 15 years? And some of those revelations are true. So it happens everywhere.
Well, those women did not speak because they felt that no one would believe them, that Trump is a big fish, and no one was going to believe them. And being a common person working with them, nobody will hold Trump accountable and believe them over Trump. That's why they didn't do that.
That is the perfect reason. Sir Joseph has his reason why he's speaking now. That is the excellent reason why you gave. I agree. So, in the same token, Sir Joseph has his reason why he's speaking now. And people talking about political party. Look, politics is dynamic. People from political party, not every political party for the presidency know that they will win the presidency. So the issue of Sir Joseph forming political party, in me, not sincere. I'll give you one example. Alex Taylor. When Taylor broke away with Madam Salif, what he did? He formed his political party. What happened? At the end of the day, he married or he joined CDC and he came to power. So these things happen. Sir Joseph forming political party, we should not beat on him because of, he's not sincere because he formed a political party. People form political party for different reasons, not because they want to. You think some of the political party, you know that they will not be president? They know. But for reasons best known to them. So the issue of Sir Joseph forming political party, that should not be the reason to say, he's not supposed to speak now, he's not sincere because he formed a political party. I give it back to you.
Thank you. Family?
Look, Amy, I sent you something. I don't know, maybe not tonight, but that was the complete recording of everything today. The senator said. Maybe you will have to. You're going to play your little computer genius knowledge you have, your IT knowledge, and try to get some of it so that we can play it. But if you don't have the chance, we can do that another time. Look,
we can do that at the end of the show. Okay.
I already told you my position on Sir Joseph and the CDC. Alfred, you know my terminology. I said they will die a controversial political death, and their body will have no autopsy report. And even on the day of judgment, that party will not resurrect. Look, nothing in CDC that have ever succeeded without Josh Weah. You got say we are the acquaintance, a good English, eh? We are the acquaintance
Loose.
of Josh Weah. So look, a party that is built around an individual is bound to fall just how it is falling. And people who disagree with you and you call them, you consider them enemy of the state, and you give them names. And people, look, there are so many revelations, so many things today the senator said, so many deep things today that he said. But we know that other people are going to come out. He organized his political party, and he said, since he announced the party, death threat, people, and nobody else will threaten him apart from, we already know,
of course,
the reaction, not even seditions, reactions. You threatening a senator for somebody. Are we not in a democratic state that people must disagree to agree? Are we not in a democratic state that people have the God-given right to decide who or when or why they want to support you or not? And imagine, unlike the 50 million I announced that was spent in the election, we just got the announcement that 150 million was spent by the CDC. And they said,
tell you boys then there was damage done to be asking, where's the damage?
You see that? You know what I mean? For a hunger. But wait, the video came out the last time, Alfred. They were still distributing paraphernalias, still distributing extra campaign material. People still have it in their houses. Look, they overprinted the cheap Chinese stuff. The EU wrote a report on the Liberian election that state resources were used to finance the campaign of this president. What kind of man will he build the whole bush of RF? In fact, when he come from all the way going in town, all over, you not giving chance for your opposition to pull anything up. Then what you expect us to say?
Thank you, from the.
Look, we are happy that God sent. Look, I'm looking for the prophecy. The late Bishop.
Oh,
Marcus
I have
Spencer.
it. I have it.
Oh, you
I
have it. Yeah. You please.
What's his name? That Archbishop Marcus
My man,
Francis.
they said thank you, my man. I took time to speak.
I mean, I 1 minute I talk for my man.
No.
You're only can't finish for 1 minute.
I don't talk. I don't talk plenty, my man.
Let's say only 1 minute. You make a talk for 20 minutes. I only 1 minute I talk for.
Unmute yourself, dude.
Oh man, look. At the end of the day, I think we all have a different, and which is fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if we actually trying to be like, we're trying to keep it 100. Sir Joseph have a right to form his own political party. Sir Joseph have the right to speak at the time of the convenience. And he got all the rights. And we too have our rights to criticize the way in which he's speaking out now and the way in which he's speaking based on the fact that he's trying to build, like my man Alfred said, build public sentiment while simultaneously launching his new branded foreign political party.
Mm-hmm.
Is it done the right way? Absolutely not. He should have come out with his party and not be apologetic for anything. And Librarian probably would have received it that way. But this was a public relation disaster for Sir Joseph. He cannot in any way do the thing that he did today. Why everybody know the fact that he already got a party that he's gonna be launching very, very soon. That was if I was someone in his public relation team, I would have said, Chi, I don't think this is the time for you to start speaking about this thing. Launch the party, go deep into it. There may be some time, like 4 years, 2 years to election and stuff. Then you start to differentiate yourself. But by that time, you have gained a momentum or something like that. But if you do it now, a lot of people are like, well, why now? And you still have a party to launch, right? So, boy, I believe you. But people don't invest in public relations. And that's the reason why some of them, their establishment don't go anywhere.
When they die on a robber.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because get yourself a PR team. Guys, get yourself a PR team. You guys making all that money, you don't want to get a PR team. You just feel you can just go and just open your mouth and start talking.
Therese right here. He can help you out with that.
Your PR team should be around you to tell you what to say, when to say it, test the temperature, know exactly how the people thinking, do all the little things. Bro, you think look, just sit in the corner and see exactly. You see what happening right now with the Epstein file? How Trump is trying to, he's trying to kill that whole Epstein file thing by bringing Obama and all the other stuff. You understand? Bro, it's not working. You got to know when to bring things up. All right, now people will see the light of the day. They will say, we know exactly what you're trying to do. You're trying to distract.
Well, I think today you got a BPR for that, Joseph.
Well, I'll just pick up where my brother stopped. I think the guys, they see that we're talking about building institutions around individuals. That's the same thing with Sir Joseph, right? He's a big elephant in the room, and everything that should happen for the new political party should be, started or should be started by Sir Joseph. So that's why you see him coming up with all the different distractions about how the president never spoke to him for 4 years. So now he was a victim of it. That's the message he's trying to send to the Liberian people. That president, we have never spoke to him for 4 years, so he was a victim. In fact, he never had no independence.
For him.
I come in there. He was a victim, and so he was scared. The reaction was threatening him, so that why he was staying in a corner with the presidency. That's just, he died on a robber. If I in bro, that brother will pack a bed and he will go sit down because he has got nothing to offer the Liberian people. Still, he has got nothing to offer the Liberian people. Even with this new political party thing, that thing is just another power grab thing. You know, in our Liberian politics, once you can establish a political party, you stay around the power that be. You know what I mean? Even though you don't have any relevance to any kind of serious, election, but you stay around the power that be, so there will be some compromise when it comes to this merger, because historically, no one political party except for the National Patriotic Party, which was headed by.
Should be a topic for another day. Why we already struggling to get you the one time for the then you got bit about with me association coming open political party too, and I mean what's all these political parties that people just keep opening?
I am telling you, my sister. So, I mean, what all we had to say about Sir Joseph tonight, I think Sir Joseph was not honest with Liberian people. There is still thing that he need to come back to clear the air on by taking responsibility for some of the things that we've been talking about that the CDC destroyed the country. $150 million, for example, on election, when our school going kids don't have even the nutritional food for them to eat on the various campuses, but somebody spending $150 million on campaign. So Sir Joseph and others that are trying to distance themselves from the CDC because they are saying that President, we have already told him that he don't want to be 65-year-old and be stretch our politics. He had already told him already. So most of these guys, they see President Weah as this opportunity for them to get to power. Most of them in the CDC. That's why you see they hypnotize George Weah, because singularly, most of them, they don't have the political fortitude to win even a district election. They don't have it. You need people like George Weah in your corner because he's a people magnet for people to vote for you on the sympathy of love for George Weah. So that's why you see those guys that people start just come out and say, oh, the president asked me to me, he was still with the president, he could even as far as going to campaign for him, because they hypnotize this brother. They feel that nothing can happen outside of George Weah for them. Nothing can happen outside of George Weah for them. So all of them, they kind of stick on George Weah blessing. That's what we are seeing here. So for people for Sir Joseph to come out and be talking that politically, for me, I don't buy into that argument because it's a lazy argument. It does not hold any kind of water around me because he has not proven, he does not have any proven record, legislative proven record of speaking for the Liberian people. He does not have that. Let Sir Joseph come and tell me in the last 18 years he been in the House of Senate or the House of Representatives, what has been one of the bill he has proffered that working for the Liberian people right now as we speak. Nothing. These guys are just making a bunch of money. They go beyond concession. They take a lot of money from concessionaires, investors, and they enrich themselves. That's all they're doing over there. Nothing else.
Terrible. Thank you. So we will put the numbers up just in case our viewers want to make, call and make their point on this issue. We'll do that. And the numbers is up, guys. You can call and make your point. Let it be known. Talk now, forever hold your peace. I was trying to also put this privacy up, but I'll do that later. So let's do this. So while we're waiting for the call, Tatus, you can come in too if you have anything to wrap up with this.
Yeah, even Sir Joseph say they use 150 million. Is in that because some of us the witness. It was in 2023. One you see the past and wife in Abono get today she just passing around in the country adding the millionaire. Someone that was selling the job made in the bush today they adding the millionaire. One friend of mine applied to become a driver for one of the car. So they told him that after he go rent and file everything. So they told him that he said, well then he should go to the compound, which is Jamaica or how they call it, fucking ground, where George Weah get 48 housing in a fence.
He said, you call it fucking clone,
Fucking clown.
Fucking clone.
Yeah, yeah, fucking grown. So that day he told me, he said, oh, Tatos, I going for one car, so can you please carry me? I said, okay, no problem. I said, but where? He said, fucking ground in the fan. I said, okay, no problem. My brother, when we entered there, the thing I saw, cars, they pick us, motor bag, black exhaust. They were having about 350 members. One of my countrymen were working there. When you enter in the at that time, you can't enter there. Even Bonanza, you don't enter there with it. You would leave it outside to the security. They will be bored and you know. So even even Sir Joseph said that they used 150 million. He didn't lie because some of all we saw the evidence. We saw the evidence today. They stay having the labors. They carrying it on. Sometimes like the last time I see them, they put it in the car. I don't know. They were carrying it on the dumper to go to it. I don't know. Maybe they were still carrying it to go give to other people. You see. So Sir Joseph, I don't lie. He don't lie. So Joe, we need to get account for what he have done for this country. Whatsoever that he stole. 2005, they said Joe, we have 88 million, 92 million.
Right.
But only job we are going to become president.
Google money. Only on Google, you go there now, you see it there.
You ain't Vasco ain't head.
Why am I
enjoy Willard?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, but job we are going to become president before a network went on internet. Now they may have about $29.6 million. Job we are never have horse to North Street. The horse he have there, he got to break it down. He got to become president before he pay his horse to North Street. He got to become president before he renovate his own house that in rehab where all was there. He got to become president to even pay quota the late trusted role he was having to even greater A. He couldn't have it with all the 98 million he have. So job we need to get account for what he have took in the country. I'll leave it there with you.
Thank you. So if we are not, while we're still waiting for this call, from there go your prophecy. I don't know if you can read it. My eyeball can. For. Let me see if I can see it on here too, so we can make it juicy. What did Archbishop say?
Okay, let me take it from my end, baby.
Yeah.
So this is a report by the Archbishop Marco Pagla Francis in 1999 to the Pope in Italy. He says, I bring you greeting from Liberia. The days ahead in the West African nation look rocky, but we are hopeful it will get better. Advocacy and social justice, as well as freedom of speech, have all been doomed. But that's not what is important. A new generation of young people are gearing up for change after Taylor, and that's what should worry us more. They will have a leader of their own from the grassroots who will be the worst the nation will ever see. Many of them, uneducated, will come to government and they will hail him as a king.
Read on, brother. Read on.
Okay. They will hail him as a king. He will never be wrong. And politicians of the old order will bow to him. All hail the king, they will say.
Hey.
He will rule with iron fist, and Liberia's economy under him will be the worst the nation ever experienced. Though around the world his celebrity status will swell, but whom will be a nightmare. The worst is not Honor Taylor. It is yet to come when mayhem will take the land and a dictator will rise. For no one who celebrates him will see by then. They will all be blind and will end up as a blind leading blind. at the end of that realm, an astute statement will rise, and the nation will prosper forever. That's it. That's what I got.
You did
Yeah,
well. You did really well.
I know.
You're too tiny, man.
Is it? I know. Is it at the end of? Yeah, that's where I stopped here too. So this prophecy, I mean, it sounds like this guy was on point.
To the God, this is
The man of God.
The man was the archbishop.
Well, he was a guy. He wasn't a woman.
He was the archbishop.
Nah, there are certain names that you don't attribute to.
Yeah, he
Man.
was the archbishop of the first church.
He was Archbishop Marco Bacala Francis, right?
Yeah, because he
was a man.
hailed from the Pele.
He was not just an archbishop of the first church. He was a moral consciousness for the country. The likes of Archbishop Marco Bacala Francis and the other brother from the Imam, I just forgot his name.
Sheikh
Kafuma Kone. These are people that spoke to the nation with their hearts when they were alive. They spoke to the issue as they felt that it was wrong. They didn't care whether president coming to attack them or put it in jail. They'll go on the radio. They will use their mouths and they tell the president already what he's doing, what the action that he's supposed to take. They were not only criticizing the president, but they will also give recommendations and say, look, these are the things that you need to do to make your country better. You know, I remember.
I also heard they actually spoke truth to a more notorious kind of man in Taylor.
That you and your man.
You know, and that's what those guys do for.
Yeah, because 1999, what, 99 or 97?
99.
That was when Taylor was still in power, right?
Yeah, when Taylor was president, yeah.
Going to Italy and making their speech there. I'm pretty sure Taylor heard him. Like, I know, I mean, I was talking to that. But so give it to
Taylor respond.
I think he respected them.
No, Taylor gave a
as
response
religious leader because of the stand they took. You know, they were uncompromised. So he respected them for that. I think that's what it was.
But Taylor too was also a prophet born hell of a time. He already told people the train they were going on, but people felt that they talk that came back when Taylor said things about Josh Weah and how he was moving. People said he just want to kill people's son. That's exactly what they said. Oh, he want to kill the ball.
Don't you think Taylor was the one who put that president thing in Josh Weah's head?
No. Josh was doing his own thing to be president already.
No, it was Samuel Twe. They seen Twe man you see here today. They seen Twe man you see today with a discoloration face, this discolorated face. They seen Twe man. I don't know whether that a part or like he the junior, which one of them was the proponent that watched the political sphere of Liberia and felt that Josh Weah's popularity can get him to where they wanted to be, because it was a clique. It was something that they set up to come, not to do anything. Josh Soros said Samuel Twe was driving truck in America. Your church driver.
Yeah.
How can an educated man who went to school but couldn't get a job in corporate America and end up being on the road? And because he has so many family and so many concubines and other things attached, and George Weah, on the other hand, had already lavished his resources. That's why the formula said a man who uses his leg to amass wealth and uses his head to scatter them. This is the man who was just hanging around, buying houses all around for girlfriend. He went in the UAE, he went in Ghana, he went Europe and get buying houses and property for girlfriend. Why a house on Nashville was leaking profusely. And even becoming a senator, he couldn't even renovate his own house until becoming president. Then in less than 6 months, he almost acting like break down the whole temple in Albania in 3 days.
In 3 days.
You see that?
Thank you,
and not only that, they look, if you want to know the prophecy was clear, that's why I keep telling you the prophecy, because there was complete chaos in the land. This may become Nebuchadnezzar.
I think there was more, right? There was more to the prophecy, right?
Look, the man was the golden image. He wanted people to worship him. He was a demon god. people should bow down and worship him. And when you say no, they want to eliminate you. So Liberia
We saw what happened to Eugene Wagon. When Eugene Wagon said no, we shouldn't have the specimen. I know specimen of, they can call it specimen, right? You the medical mayor when it's bringing the Ebola specimen to Liberia. When Eugene Wagon said no, it's not good for Liberian people. The next day he was out of the office.
Yeah. You say we are not guinea pig. Why would you want to bring an experimental drugs in the country when other countries are saying no, we don't need it? And you say no, you're bringing it here. You can't give it to my people. Why would you put the people life at risk because of the small money they want to get? The randomized clinical look when the drug was still at the randomized clinical stage where they get a few group of people and say these people will get using them. And whatsoever the outcome is how we get sign out people. That long people when you go to the CVS pharmacy, they get that long people and say get signed. Whatsoever other reaction they medicine get, you now responsible. You get super. You on your own. I mean, that's just the same thing.
Yeah, I will still come back to this Joseph issue, right? You see, there are different ways people approach things. There are many ways people can show remorse. Sometimes we all know. Sometimes even when you're talking to somebody, you're really talking to them, you're speaking to them for what they did, and they just keep silent. Sometimes it's the sign of they are showing remorse. They're not talking back to you. They're not responding. It's just a sign of showing remorse. And sometimes when people speaking, it's also a sign of showing remorse. Because the thing is that everybody knows Sir Joseph was part of CDC. He was a high figure in CDC. The fact that he's even coming to speak to these issues, and it's not only Sir Joseph. They're all of them speaking. Kanye was the first person that took on the social media. Serena Seaforth, Yaya Nimble, there are a whole lot of them that are speaking. So the fact that people speaking, it only shows that they are showing remorse of what they did. Even people, there are people that have been like Bernie been speaking a lot before even the election. He broke away. He been speaking. The fact that sometimes people speak, the fact that Sir Joseph speaking, it only shows that he showed remorse of the damage that CDC caused. Not everybody speaking. You see Akaro Gray on TV every day defending CDC, defending Joe we are left and right. Akaro Gray speaking every day defending CDC every day left and right. So not everybody speaking. So for those people that are speaking, whether they're not coming out to say, what, we all took the blame, the fact that they are exposing the excesses of CDC, it only shows that they are showing remorse. And on the political issue thing, look, Sir Joseph coming out, every organization in the world, they're not 10% started it. They're not 2%, they're not 3, 4, 5%. Some are just 1 or 2%, just come up with the idea that it grew. That's everywhere in the world. United Nations, UN, world, this and that. Because 10% can't sit there and just program, they just come up with one idea at the same time. No, it always started 1 or 2%. That's always the case. The only problem about Liberia, when we form this organization, we'll barely around 1%. That's all. And Sir Joseph, just to end up on the issue of Sir Joseph, yeah, people can meet people, but you got to grow yourself. Sir Joseph grew himself in CDC. The brother got, but whatever means the guy, I don't know. But Sir Joseph got a lot of investment. And just recently, Sir Joseph won the election in CDC lose. In Monserrato, Sir Joseph won in Monserrato. Joe, we are losing Monserrato. So the brother built himself up. So the argument are this and that, I don't really buy. Let's start bullying the people. Let everybody come out to speak, so that there will be no coming back for CDC.
You keep going there. Somebody somebody bullying. It's not bullying.
I'm saying my own.
But let me say my own too now.
Yeah, but having problem. I'm not only speaking to you. There are a lot of people that are speaking, not just you. But not just the people that are on the platform. So for you to say,
go on. So it's not bullying. So I doesn't have the right to come out and do those things. He's a public servant. The people have their rights to question his motive. They have that right to question his reasoning or his timing and all of that. Does that take away from what he's doing? No. That's when he wanna. People can put it out there, right? I put it out there, left with the public to decide. I think that's what it is. So if this is a platform that or other platform that people can analyze his motive. Is that true? Could be or not. You know, we cannot say, oh, we can't question, we shouldn't question it, or we shouldn't say something. I mean, that's bully. No, so I just said, I truly reason with the part that he said he was afraid for his life. I understand it because I've seen what was going on, but the part that I couldn't wrap around my head. You was fighting to get this man back into power. Our people don't know about political fighting or maneuver in the background. As long as you come in out there, you putting this guy out there and say he's the best, he's done this and giving it $5 here and there. Guess what? That's why George Weah got that many votes that he had in Maserado. So I mean, we have to hold their appointment 7 and we're allowed to hold them to account. But anyways, go ahead. Talk to us. That doesn't like bro, yo. There ain't something don't start closing.
No, I need I must be on that last take the full do our closing. I got to run.
All right, give your spin on it.
But look, so I get back to this Jesus thing so we can close it. So look, there is time and place for people to speak. All right, like I said. It won't make no sense for Sir Joseph speaking now. It don't make no sense whatsoever. Politically speaking, it don't make no sense. Because Sir Joseph refusal to have spoken during the campaign period, that would have given George Weah another chance for a second term.
Mm-hmm.
So when all the ugly things were happening, meanwhile the man was campaigning for George Weah vigorously. Right? So why does it make sense that he's speaking now? It don't make no sense. They say speak when it's appropriate. I can't be on death squad, see the judge, you all there, the judge say they commit their crime, and you not open your mouth to say anything, then the people finish executing me, then you go stay in some corner to actually did not commit a crime. Does it make any sense? It don't make any sense. So you speak at the time it's appropriate. Sir Joseph speaking now does not make any sense whatsoever. He got the right to speak now, and we too have the right to say, you know what? Go sit down. We know why you are speaking now. We know your motivation for speaking now. You have a brand new political party that you want to bring into the political arenas, and you're trying to do everything to differentiate yourself from the disaster of what is the CDC. That's the whole motivation here. The motivation was not to be you know what I mean, an obstacle for George Weah re-election. We all know he campaigned for George Weah. I think somebody even played that clip to them. And was that you, Amy? Oh, I saw that. No, you know what? I saw that clip today when Sir Joseph was campaigning. It was one citizen that actually posted it. Today, I'll find out. I'll send it to you. Sir Joseph campaigning for George Weah in 2023. Just the going election. When he knew all these things were going on. 500 million investment would have come to the country. But for 30 million being, you know what I mean? Labrador did not get an investment. Another $100 million here from Israel.
And who suffered? The people.
Right? So you knew all of these things. Then you're still vigorously, relentlessly campaigning for George Weah to cancel his second term. Then you're going to come here and start speaking now. Then we should sit down and say, oh, they may have the right to speak. Yeah, he have the right to speak. Right? Enshrined in the Constitution, he have the right to speak. And we also have the right to say, you know what, it don't make sense now that you're speaking. Because your refusal to speak during the time it was appropriate for you to open your mouth to say something. You did not say anything. And George Weah would have ride on that momentum and become presidency for the next 6 years. Can you imagine George Weah becoming president of the
for damage? That's why we tell them that the country has been rescued and they don't want to listen.
Some of you guys were in Labrador honor Madam Salif. Let's ask question. I'm not gonna say there are no drugs in Labrador on Madam Sally.
It was not to this
But
extent.
let be clear and be clear.
This magnitude.
Clear. Other job we are the proliferation of drugs became an epidemic under President John Mahama we are.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yeah, we're gonna start our closing
Go back to
now.
Titus.
Yeah, Titus. Let's start with you. You with us? Are you
Yeah.
frozen? Okay.
I'm there. I don't know what going on with my internet.
We
I
understand.
mean, you in like brother. I know you really.
No, it's not raining. It's not raining.
Go ahead.
Okay. You know, I like to close on this. Some of us, in our stream for us, we know the reason why Sir Joseph speaking. And he know the reason why he decided to establish a new party. They don't want for George Weah to come back 2029. That these are some of the reason why. Yeah, not maybe. Don't say maybe. These are some of the reason. Yeah, I don't want for you to say maybe. These are some of the reason.
Okay. I want to say maybe.
These are some of the reason that making them to establish. You see, Moruba Moru have gone on his own. Don't be surprised for Moruba Moru to come contest on that thing what he call, I don't know, stand by and other stuff. To say he want to become president. Seriously, no.
Stand by or stay, my man. Come on, man. Come on, Tato. Don't do the man like that, my man.
Don't worry. I don't want to study about, but go ahead.
Yeah, but I know what he's standing by. Don't be surprised. The man come out and say he's standing by. Don't come be president too.
Yeah. No,
my man,
seriously.
the best thing is called staying by, my man. Come on, Tato.
No, today I'm serious about it. Don't be surprised. He said you can say, "Oh, I'm contesting for president." You see, so Labor know that they don't want for George Weah because what George Weah have done and with his people for this country, they don't want for him to come back because when he come back, it will be like you taking the whole country now, carrying it in the sea, in the whole ocean now, and say, "Oh, nobody should live in this country. It's better for the ocean now to either take over." These are some of the reasons, and they're not screen to them. They're not screen to them. So the only thing will encourage them the way they start speaking, then continue. Let other people, not the other people that are sitting down holding talk show 24 hours because they want to come back in power for another 6 years or for another 12 years. It will not happen. Let Akara Gray find something doing. He will never come back again. He will never win that district again. Yeah, thank you. People done with him.
Still being loyal to George. We are going to George. We are going to put his hands up again. But go ahead. Who's next? Pamela doing different thing.
Look, are we closing now?
Yes,
Yeah,
all right, thank you very much. You know, what a great show, man. It's always exciting to come on, you know, and always say what we gotta say because we want the best for Liberia. We wish our people all the best, and all we can say is that President Boakai, that mantle and that wisdom that God has bestowed upon you that will push Liberia to becoming a prosperous nation forever.
Mm-hmm.
May we live in the age and time to see a Liberia that will be fruitful, a Liberia that will be prosperous, that our children and grandchildren can come back home and say, yes, this is the land of our fathers. Mm-hmm. And your legacy will live on for centuries and centuries to come. And I always want to close on this. This cartel, this too shall pass. This entire thing that was hanging over Liberia shall pass. And A new hope is already in the process. Joseph, as being the leader, will pass on the mantle, and whosoever that will pick up from there, another prophet will set our country on
You
the
put you
sunlit
already
side.
got candidate for 2029 already. Okay.
I say, no, Amy, don't interrupt my closing, man. They say when the Lord is in his holy temple, let the F key silence.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I like when I in my spiritual training, somebody just anyway. That's how it be. Let me just leave it like that. But when Elijah was going and he passed on the mantle to Elisha, that's how you'll see when the time is right, it will happen. That's the reason why God said is in Isaiah, when the time is right, our God will make it happen. It will happen. When the time is right, the good thing that's all happening to Labrador will happen. And God is already showing us signs. Yeah, he's showing us signs that the good thing is happening now. You see, all the things that are happening is exposing all the wicked deeds that the guys didn't have. So, President Bouaka, you are a prophet born ahead of your time. You said, if we give the people one more chance, there'll be no more Labrador, and you are right. And that's why people transmogrify and they say all kind of ugly things, and they say all kind of things to make it look like you're saying there'll be no more Labrador. But this is exactly what you said, and this is exactly what the revelation is saying. So you see, Sir Joseph, Moru, you got drunk, and they took your picture, and today now you confused. Okay, no problem. Now, hey there. Thank you, Joseph. You see another Joseph interpreting. I think that Joseph, the need Joseph is so important, Amy. You see, Joseph, another thing that man bringing out today again. You brought another thing out today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good show.
Thank you. Morris?
Yeah, okay, let me go. You see, and it's so good that brother Fambole is a religious person. He keep bringing the religious issue into it. You know, we all here know who Paul was before becoming Paul, right? And we know. Can I just end my yeah? Who all know who?
Don't get.
We all know who Paul was before becoming Paul. And even in the Islamic faith, there are a lot of people who were anti-Islam. They do everything to kill the Prophet, peace be upon him. They do everything. But at the end of the day, they become a very close ally to the Prophet. People change. I don't believe in the culture, that Liberian culture, when people bad, they should remain bad. The question of why now? The fact that the person decides to change, even in the dying minute, for me, I take it. Because we can't have a country where everybody should remain bad because they are bad, so they should remain bad. I don't buy into that. When people make, even if they're pretending to change, I give it to them. The fact that they're pretending to change, I give it to them. Because for you to have a country where everybody buying the country and everybody who bad trying to change, and you think that no, they're not supposed to, because for who they were, they're supposed to remain who they are, then you don't have a society. You will not have a better society. I really don't buy into that. Sir Joseph speaking now, I don't know why he decided to speak now. I don't know. The fact that he decided to speak now is a revelation that we can look into. Is that how terrible CDC were? Really? For me, I take it. Thank you. It was a good show. I hope to come back here whenever I have the time.
Thank you.
Let me begin my closing by talking about the drug issue. The government of Liberia now has an opportunity to reassess its policies regarding the issue of drugs and reinforce it. Whether it's having a robust leadership at the LDA, whether it's the executive working along with the legislature to ensure that they can have one voice, which translate into a law that will begin to work effectively right now. But most of making sure that we can begin as a country to take care of our young people who are falling victim to the drug issue. Because tackling the drug issue it's got to be holistic. You can't just talk about it on the policy side and forget about the treatment side and forget about bringing the person back and reintegrating them into the community. You know, everything has got to work together. So I will urge the government to begin a process where we can have, you know, a national center where our young brothers and sisters will be taken care of, and making sure that the government can provide the necessary necessities, you know, that will help these people and take them from off the street. Because you can't just say you're fighting drug and just going after the drug and not going after the victim. You know, everything has got to work together. So I am calling on President Boakai to make sure that this committee that was set up, they can go back. Thank God that he has already met with the march leaders on the issue of the drugs, and I hope that we can come out with something tangible that will work for the country. Whether it's a 5-year plan, whether it's a 2-year plan, short-term, long-term plan, whatever plan that the leaders of this march have proffered to the president, I think the president should listen and make sure that they can have the necessary budget support to ensure that the issue of drugs is fought to the letter. On the security side, I'd like to recommend to the government to ensure that we can bring all our security forces together. That will be led by the LDEA.
Thank you.
Whether it's the AFL, the intelligence of the AFL, if this is the time now, we can use the AFL in this peace time to ensure, because this drug thing is a war by itself. We can use our AFL, the intelligence of the AFL, to crack down on the issue of drug. We can do it. We just need the political will. Once the political will is there, the budgetary support will come, and the equipment that is required to fight this drug will come.
Thank you.
We need the president to step up to make sure that these things can be put in place. Now, on the political aspect of whether or not Sir Joseph was speaking honestly to Liberian people, I would say, speaking politically, that there were a lot of flaws in Senator Sir Joseph's statement. Number one, he was not honest. Number two, we know his motivation for speaking. And number three, he has got nothing to offer the Liberian people. He was just buying sentiment so that Liberian people can see if it's a whole distraction altogether. It's a distraction. So I agree that he has a right to speak. I'm not saying that people should remain bad. No, that's not my argument. My argument is, as a leader for the people, you must try your best as possible to be honest. I remember when Senator Darrell Dillon lied on his plane ticket. He was courageous enough to come out to the people and say, "Oh, my people, I'm sorry, I lied."
My brother used to honest people, so
you know, he was courageous enough to come out to the Liberian people and say, "My people, I'm sorry, I lied on my plane ticket. I had no business of doing that, but it will not happen again." Can Sir Joseph come up and tell us, "Oh, my people, the last 6 years, we allow some stuff to happen in this country that's not supposed to happen. We are sorry." Can he do that? Because we know the last 6 years how the country was. The country was very chaotic, except to say we never had any president. Samuel Tuah is on record of saying that Liberia should have a benevolent dictator. That message he was sending to us that we can sit down in a fucking clone house and allow people to just go do whatever they want to do. At the end of the day, nothing will come from out of it. That's why President Weah is on record of telling us that he could not fight corruption in the country because everybody was related.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just tell me, which kind of leader will ever say that in your nation, that will not fight corruption because everybody related? Because when you punish the other person, then the other person will say, "Why you punishing my uncle? Why you punishing my sister?" That was just to hide his whole chicanery.
Sounds so stupid. Well, thank
you.
You
Know, it was just that particular statement was intended to hide his whole chicanery. You know, the Joella Street man, he understand how the street work. So he brought our sins into the government where the guys will go and do clandestine deals. Then he knew about it, why he benefit from it.
Thank you.
But we were able to change that. We were able to change that particular narrative. Today we have a new government that is responsible to the people. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Thank you. So I'll have a closing tonight before I say thank you to the Liberian people. Thank you to John Heenan for coming. So yeah, the thing about people speaking out is important. No one is saying that somebody, if you were bad yesterday, you should stay bad. I don't remember anybody on here saying that. But my thing is, like I first started off with, George Weah refused to prosecute people for corruption. The Liberian people cried over the 6 years. They saw corruption walking in the street. On a poor mom, whatever the man name is, he's there at an industrial scale. It was there. Our country was retrogressing from what Madame Sedis had brought it to, right? After the war. Now, we're not saying she was thin, but in her first term, she did a whole lot of stuff that if we could have built her on, Liberia would be in a better place today. But they decided to build up on the corruption part of that government that left. The bad thing is what they decided to continue, and even went on hard on steroids to do it. He couldn't prosecute people. He couldn't do anything that was, concerning the Liberian people. It was all about Weah and his people. So enrich himself. Now that he been a big boy, still driving private jets. That is not his own money. We see all of those things and we've seen it. And then we, the citizens, seeing all of that, and Liberia is not going anywhere. The only people we see going somewhere are those people who were nowhere. And nobody said when you're working in government, your life can change. But at the skills that their life just dramatically changed to that, it was concerning, right? That was the argument. That was a concern. And all of that. And Senator Joseph being there, seeing all of that. Okay, I agree. You are afraid for your life. We've seen a lot of bad things happening. So I don't blame you on that. I would give it to you. I would give you that. They played like what you saw them do to maybe Moba Molu. You felt like if I do this, they would do the same thing to me. Granted. Right? But look at Senator Snow at the last minute. Senator Snow was having more ECOWAS meeting in the election than he was having because to stay around the campaign for George Weah.
Senator Flo run away. Senator Flo run away.
He was always out. So that's what my problem. You saw that these things happening and it was bad. And this man almost won. They planned to break the election. They planned to do it, and they were doing it in the campaign. You campaigned for him in Monserrato, gave him that many votes because there are a lot of people that believe in you, Sir Joseph. For that Ebola hero and all that stuff like that. This is why why couldn't you do the Musa Belede thing? He said you are for communists, but when you get 10 people in a district that you are running for communists, and not even have one there. I mean, everybody know he was. So you are not playing the game that for the minute like people to understand that you're not something for this guy. So whatever you're gonna win, then what? Then our country what? Like President Barack said, if we are winning the election again, if you say that don't go vote, and this man winning and you don't guard your votes, this country will finish. And the citizens are running, Joseph Barack said he will bring war when he win. He said he'll go in the bush. Stupidity. Like people don't understand. Like what the skills the country is at now, it will get worse. What you call a country at the time? No, it will no longer be a country. I mean, the country is finished. That's what it means that. And they start to turn it around and turn it into stupidity and run around with it. So I do encourage people to come out and speak. But in our talking, we still have to call you out in your own wrongdoing that I said, I apologize for the role you played. Because you passed the budgets. You were there advocating for CDC. When people were speaking against the government, you were there. You were advocating. You guys were there doing that. You have to take responsibility on some things. That's all anybody's saying. Nobody's saying also as just that you continue to be bad and continue to hate Liberia. And because what he did in that, what George Weah was doing, there was nothing happening to Sir Joseph. The only thing that was wrong with Sir Joseph was George Weah was not talking to him. But George Weah, Sir Joseph had food on his table 24/7. He was eating 3 meals a day. Sir Joseph could go anywhere part of this world he wanted to. In that sense, yeah. Sir Joseph was safe. Even though we had drugs polluting the streets, We have 100 million drugs, and all the people in there, they went scot-free. I said the drug king walking in the country by itself. Sarah Joseph was safe, laying on and sleeping peacefully at his house. The innocent people in the street, they were not doing that. They didn't have the luxury for that to happen for them. That's what we're saying. If you see something bad that happened, it's not happening to you. The people that voted for you, the people who believe in you, think about them. That's what we're saying. So yeah, I was happy there, guys. For that, I said thank you. Great show. Thank you everyone for coming and being here with us and watching. Please continue to share the show. Continue to share the show. Please subscribe to our YouTube, Liberia Watch News. Subscribe and come here, engage with us. Don't keep us talking about ourselves all day. Okay, this is all of our business. Thank you, y'all, and thank you guys for coming on tonight. And see you tomorrow, guys willing. And I say good night to you all. What's great anyway.